All right, people. We're back. We're back. Got a great topic tonight. Hopefully, you guys will come on and join me. And what? And what? Don't you know that? Appreciate you guys. Don't you ever let no one tell you that you don't love being black. For so many years, they have degraded us, made us feel bad about who we are and the way we look. I'm so glad that I'm in love with my kinky hair, full lips, broad nose, and my beautiful complexion, dark complexion. I thank God for it, people. I thank God for it. It's good to be alive. It's good to be alive. We living in a good day of time where everything shall be revealed. All covered up things shall be uncovered. All lies shall be exposed. History is coming up that have been hid from us for many years, centuries. Now that we have power, education, research ability to find out what's really going on. This is the truth. And I learned long time ago that the butt naked truth will undress a dressed up lie. And I see folks working against us that look like us and that don't look like us. They can't stand the ground that we walk on, this white dominant society. They have made a vow with death and hell that they're going to keep their feet on our necks. Martin, don't talk like that. I spoke highly of you to my white coworkers, and I told them that they should tune in. But now you're talking all that black talk. I can't help it. I'm black. I'm not your local politician, so I can't be political correct. So I'm not the one that's afraid to say, I love being black. You know, most of these politicians and these get along, go alongs, they love to say black and brown. Now, I don't mind saying brown, but Brown can't be writing white on his application or application, then getting the benefits of white and brown. Now you got to pick a side. Either you're going to be white or you're going to be brown. Pick a side. That's all I got to say. We living in a day and time where folks seeking for material things, and they will sell their souls out for any material thing. They will lie on their brother, rob their mother, cheat on anything just to get some money, some material gain. But I learned long time ago, all that what we see in the world is just temporarily. All that we own or possess, even this little body that we're dwelling in right now, those of us that's living, is only for a little while. It's only for a little while. We got to leave this place. Good or bad, right or wrong, educated, not educated, righteous, sinner, white, black, we're going to leave this place. So it behooves us to be careful in this life how we treat people. what we say about people. We have to be careful. We only get it one time to get it right here while we're here on earth, Mother Earth, in the land of the living. You don't get a second chance in life. Well, what do you mean, Martin? In this life, you say, well, Martin, I'm saved, sanctified, born again, and great. But once you leave this life, you're not coming back here to live again. Not in this life. Now, we understand about the general resurrection, when all the dead shall rise. We understand that. But when you in this life, once the spirit departs and the soul departs from the body, that's it. And I tell my young folks, grown folks, this life is not a game. It's not a video game. See, in a video game, you can hit the reset button, the start over button, and you can start all over again. But once you leave this body, ain't no coming back, people. No coming back. I hope somebody hear me tonight. So my point is, be careful who you talk to. Be careful who you mess with. Be careful who you hang around. It may cost you your life. Now, God promised every man 70 years. He did that now. I need y'all to hear me tonight. I'm speaking truths tonight. I'm speaking power into somebody's life tonight. I'm warning somebody tonight. Warning comes before destruction. Somebody need to hear this tonight. And God, I pray that every listening ear, every seeing eye, that this message resonate with them, not only in their minds, but in their hearts. Let it shake their sober minds, their disturbed minds. Let it shake it. People, we have to enjoy each other while we can, when we can. And I tell people, we don't know the day nor hour that we're going to get plucked up out of this life. Good or bad, right or wrong, white or black, righteous or unrighteous. When Christ said he come, he said, let the righteous be righteous and let the filthy be filthy still. Ain't no changing when God hit this earth, come back. There's no changing. So whatever you are when he come, that's what you are. And I always tell people, you cannot live a life of a liar and die sober. How you live in this world is how you're going to die. You can't live a life of a drunkard, and die sober. You can't live a life of a liar and die truthful. How you live in this world is how you're going to die, young man and young lady. That goes for all of us. All things that's covered up shall be revealed. You may fool me, you may fool them, but you'll never be able to fool God. God sees the man's heart. God's going to judge the secrets of men's heart. You say, well, Martin, that's your God. That's your religion. I don't believe in that. And I always say, because you don't believe in something, that doesn't make it not right. If you stand on top of a building, we'll just say a 2-flat building, on the ledge, on the edge, and you jump up, you definitely gonna come down. Gravity gonna show you. It's gonna tell a story. Martin, I feel like I'm in church right now. You just slow down. Well, we might as well be. Some of us need it. We need a new mindset. When truth comes, it comes to straighten us out, tell us where we need to move up. It challenged our thinking. It challenged our minds, our souls. Well, Martin, you talking like you never did nothing in your life. I'm not saying that, brother. I'm asking God to fix me. I'm learning from the womb to the tomb. That's it. That's when learning stops for me. When I'm no longer here, I'm no longer learning. But while I'm here on Mother Earth, in the land of the living, I'm learning. I'm learning how to love. I'm learning how to treat you right. I'm learning how to speak when I'm spoken to. I'm learning how to hold my peace when it's necessary. I'm learning how to live next door to a brother that don't appreciate me. I'm learning. So those of you think that you're going to get away in this life for all the wrongdoing you have done to folks, not so. I believe whatever a man soweth, that also he shall reap. I think I'm saying it right. Whatever you reap, you shall sow. Period. I believe in that universal law. You say, well, Martin, all I got to do is ask God forgive me. God forgive you. You go out there and shoot and kill somebody, an innocent person, God will forgive you. But guess what? You still got to do that time. You got to pay that penalty. He'll forgive you. You can go to heaven by the way of penitentiary if you choose to go that way. What I really want to talk about today, thank y'all for listening to me. I want to talk about Brandon Johnson, someone whom I voted for, Chicago mayor. I voted for him. I advocated for him. It's on the records. Black man, family man. Now, well, Martin, do you agree with a lot of his policies? No, I don't. But one thing you're not going to get me to do, publicly discredit that man. See, this is what you call the court of public opinion. Some folks will come around us and just to test and see how we feel about our black brother and our black sister. They done tore this country up for 400 years. Man been in office for 2.5 years. Now he's the enemy. He's destroying Chicago. Chicago was destroyed when he got it. People, we complain when the migrants got the money. And I told you, I was the first one broke the story that migrants was getting paid. Didn't nobody believe me, with the exception of a few. But when they got out, black folks was upset. White folks was upset. Mexican folks was upset. Latino folks was upset because they was over here the right way, fighting for their citizenship. And some of them couldn't get public assistance or public housing. Here's an interview that at the Apostolic Church of God here in the city of Chicago, Bishop Brazier, the son. Those of you that's not familiar with him, is mega church right here on the south side of Chicago. Matter of fact, on the southeast side of Chicago. I would say a pillar, community pillar in the community. I would say maybe have over 10 to 20,000 members. And Brandon Johnson paid him a visit. And he's under fire now by the DOJ. Now, take in mind now, everything a black man and a black woman try to do, we have these oppositions out here that don't look like us, and some do look like us. They can't stand when a black man can't be bought or controlled. They can't stand it, can't tolerate it. Do you know anytime a Caucasian does something for the black community or black people, they punish him? They punish him. There you go, Martin, talk about that black and white stuff, race baiting and all that. I'm telling the truth. See, that's why a lot of us don't want to have this conversation with white folks, because they always whining. They say they're whining because they don't never want to have a serious dialogue about race. Because when we call them on the carpet, that means they have to do something about it. See, the system is never broken. It's working. Not for us, for them. It gives them an advantage in life on everything. Some of you guys don't believe that. They said, Martin, there you go. You are a victim. You're victim blaming now. I sure am. I am a victim of white supremacy. My ancestors were victims of white supremacy. Well, you say, well, Martin, ain't no white folks never whipped me with a whip. Had chains around my neck. They got chains around your mind. You scared to elevate without permission from them. Now, Martin, you know Brandon Johnson looked out for the migrants. Yes, he did. But they want to investigate Brandon Johnson for something that he said. And I want to bring it up. And it might be strange when a black man try to help folks, but let me just bring it up on the screen a little bit, and I'm going to play it. And y'all bear with me. And I'm going to go around the 39 mark. Let me see, 39 mark, 39 minutes. It's a long interview. We won't be here too long to talk about this all night, but let's go to the 39-minute mark. All right. And we don't own the rights to this video, and we got this off the Brandon Johnson page, the mayor of the city of Chicago. All right. Let's see what he's talking about.
The mayor never seemed to actually get past 5%, 6%, that kind of thing. Help us understand if, in fact, we're a business people and we're looking for, we're not looking for a free hand. We're just looking for somebody to do business with us. Just do business, right? It's not about affirmative action or whether I'm black or not. Just do business with us. If you do business with black people that have the competence to do it, right, then do business. Don't look for somebody else just because we're black. We want to be there. In your administration, what are we doing to ensure that there's multiples across the industries? There are multiple advantages that are not limited to 2-3% of $1 billion spend for the city.
Listen.
That's right. That's a great question, and it goes back to what Reverend Jackson would always share with me. Our people hire our people.
Listen.
And so one of the ways in which we're ensuring, let me back up for a second. So when we say our people hire our people, I just want to name this. 2 administrations ago, 70 to 75% of the administration is primarily made up of white and white men.
Listen.
In my administration, 45% of my administration is black, 25% is Latinx, 30% is white, 8% is Asian. It is the most diverse administration in the history of Chicago. And here's why I'm naming this, is because there are some detractors that will push back on me and say, you know, the only thing that the mayor talks about is the hiring of black people. No, what I'm saying is when you hire our people, we always look out for everybody else.
Uh-huh.
We are the most generous people on the planet. I don't know too many cultures that have play cousins. That's how generous we are. We just make somebody a family member, right? This is how we are. And so business and economic neighborhood development, the deputy mayor is a black woman.
Listen.
Department of Planning and Development, it's a black woman. Infrastructure, deputy mayor is a black woman. Chief operations officer is a black man. Budget director is a black woman. Senior advisor is a black man. And I'm laying that out because when you ask how do we ensure that our people get a chance to grow their business, having people in my administration that will look out for the interest of everyone, and everyone means you have to look out for the interests of black folks because that hasn't happened. That's how we ensure long-term sustainable growth, because the BOA construction as a prime, now he has control of all of the subcontractors as well. You know, I'm gonna bring up something that's a little...
Let's take a look at technology. How would you, construction is where affirmative action really had taken place initially under Mayor Washington. But a lot of our businesses are in the tech industry or in the support industry and legal and consulting kind of things. How is it that they're breaking in, you know, what are we doing for that?
That's a very good question. And so I'm gonna give a lot of credit to John Rogers, because this is his lane. John Rogers has done a lot for black professionals, and he always talks about how professional services are another way in which our people can benefit from our economy. And so we're talking about, you know, whether it's, you know, legal teams or whether it's technology. And one of the things that we're doing now, there are 3 areas of growth that I believe that our economy will begin to experience: life sciences, manufacturing, biotech, right? And so it starts with ensuring that our young people know that these are pathways for the future, but it also it starts with my administration, and we're doing a better job at this, as we look to innovate our government to streamline services, that we are using the technological firms that reflect our people. And there will be multiple ways in which our folks will be able to take advantage of this. I put together a working group to respond to the financial challenges that I've inherited, and it's my responsibility to fix moving forward. And the individuals that are at the table are people like Jim Reynolds, who understands the value of these professional services, because, you know, he has done quite well at Loop Capital, and there are other smaller firms just like that we need to ensure that they're getting an opportunity as we innovate our economy, that these firms are at the table. And let me just say one thing to that point. It's not a separate table for our people. I want to just make this point clear. I'm not separating our people out where they get to sit at a kiddie table where we actually offer up maybe a handful of things. The table is designed for our people to sit at, the main table, the main course, the main investments, to ensure that these professional services, that our people get a chance to participate in them. Yeah, it's a great question.
In public safety, there's always been the question about how, I guess we call it there's a rate, I can't remember the name of it, the closing rate is what they call it. That when a police officer is killed, we find the people real quick.
clearance rate.
When black people get killed, it becomes, they're still at large. Nobody seems to know. How do we close the gap on that?
Yeah. So when it comes, let me just say this first part. Community safety, it's the thing that I wake up thinking about, and it's what I go to bed thinking about. So I get a call every morning at 8 o'clock in the morning from my chief of staff. And she provides me with a situation report of everything that happened the night before. And around 7:55 every single morning, I'll be honest with you, Dr. Brazier, my anxiety starts to build up. If there's ever time to pray for me, around 7:55 in the morning, because it is so unnatural to hear death every morning. Whether it's covered or not, I get the report of how many people were shot, how many people lost their life, how many people were in a car crash, people drowned. I mean, just everything that happened the night before. And community safety is such a priority for me because, look, and I say this with humility, I really do, hear my heart. Raising my family in Austin, we love it. My wife and I, we love the Austin community. But I know everybody in this room, everyone in this city knows that the Austin neighborhood is one of the most severely underfunded community. And as a result, it leads in pretty much every single violent category. Like it is literally like block to block in Austin. And when I put forth my community safety plan, I brought all of the stakeholders together. My police department, Department of Family Services, streets and sanitation, public health. I wanted to understand where it was happening, violence, and why it was happening. We discovered that there are 35 beats in Chicago that they are most violent beats. It's where the hyper concentration of violence happens. It's a real severe number where the vast majority of violence happens in about 5% of the city. And in those beats, we noticed that those beats are where schools were closed, where homelessness was higher, unemployment, et cetera, et cetera. And so we begin to concentrate our efforts in those 35 most violent beats. And we just begin to show up. It's not just with policing, it's policing and housing, policing and jobs, policing and mental health support services, policing and investing in our entrepreneurs. And what we've seen, those beats, the 35 most violent beats, is where we've seen the greatest reduction in violence. It turns out if you just show up for people, demonstrate that you care, not a handout, but a hand up to give people opportunities. It's not a coincidence that for every job that we create, we actually create safer communities. But one of the other things that we did was I made sure that we invested in our detectives division. We hired 200 more detectives and we revamped the entire detective division. And so now our clearance rate is now 56% and continues to grow. So when there is violence that's happening in Chicago, we are solving violent crimes, particularly homicides. Now we're gonna take that same operation and apply it to shootings, because it's not enough to just solve crimes of homicide. If you shoot in this city, whether you hit somebody or not, I want to make sure that we have a police department that finds that individual, apprehend them, and hold them accountable. Anyone who shoots in our city is a danger and a threat to the lifeblood of our city. And, we have a little ways to go, but, our clearance rate continues to grow because, to your point, Dr. Brazier, one of the ways in which we can engender more confidence in our police department is when our police department is able to close these cases. There's the greatest deterrent to violence is opportunity. But another way to ensure that we deter people from committing violent acts is to catch the people who commit them. Right? It's stopping it, It's prevented it, but it's also, if you come to harm our people in this city, we're going to hold you accountable. It's just that simple.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, are you familiar with something called One System Initiative Program?
I am very proud of
It was a 300 billion. What the question is, it's from one of the audience members. We have a 300 billion budget deficit. I'm not sure if that's the case. This is it.
It's not that bad.
Right. I don't think so. How does your administration plan to fiscally sustain your One System Initiative program?
Yeah, so the One System Initiative is an initiative that we built around building more shelter beds. 70% of families who are unhoused in this city are black families. 26,000, I believe, or almost 20,000 homeless children in our Chicago public schools. And so we built this One System Initiative. We increased the number of shelter beds by 126%. We received support from the state of Illinois. It's in the governor's budget. Our work has been to keep that in the state's budget. And as much as I'm proud of this One System Initiative, and I mentioned this in my opening remarks, where when people call 311 looking for shelter, families, there's no waiting list. And so families who are unhoused, we can support them. The ultimate goal is to create a pathway to their own home, and that's why we're building more affordable homes. But I was disappointed that we were not able to pass Bring Chicago Home. And I know that was a decision that voters decided not to support. Not overwhelmingly, but it didn't pass.
Yeah.
And the amount of revenue that
Let me just say this, people. Let me stop it right there. We're going to open up the phone lines real quick. Let me just say that for those of you that are listening now, we're listening to Mayor Brandon Johnson from the city of Chicago. He is the mayor, president mayor of the city of Chicago. Now, he's been investigated by the Department of Justice. So they say a hiring practice. So he got on live. Well, he was on live on video saying that how he have black people in his administration that he hired. But listen, let me just say this, people. I want to just say this. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. He said that he have the most diverse administration of all the mayors. And he may be right. And I believe he is right. My point is, you got a few black people in the high up administration. And to be honest with you, what about the rest of the normal people? These other little jobs out here. When we working, when we're working, you'll see it. Now, all the money have been given to the migrants. All the money been given to the migrants. So you take 7 positions of black people, male and female, working in your administration. And I applaud you for that. I'll say that. That's good. But we're not getting no money. What about the rest of us? What about the rest of us? Need jobs down here. Real talk. Good government jobs. We know who got the jobs. Look at Trump administration. All white. All white. Predominantly all white. Probably 95, 98% white folks. And now y'all want to investigate a black man. Mighty strange, ain't it? Mighty funny, huh? You losing grip on losing power. It's slipping away, huh? I know. I understand. Black people, you have to be careful about publicly dissing a black man. You know, a lot of times, just like we did Kim Fox, we publicly dissed her, called her no good, and whatever the white folks say, that's what we say. We just regurgitating whatever they say. Kim Fox letting them out of jail. It's the system. Kim Fox didn't make the law. You have a right to a bond. That's what they call it, a bond hearing. Well, he just got caught with a gun. Now he ain't been out 24 hours. Now he got caught with another gun. They broke the conditions of the bond. The conditions of the bond that you say that you're not going to get caught with this again, stay out of trouble, or you get your home confinement. It's the way the system. It called getting out of jail when we bond out. But when they bond out, it's just bonding out. Come on, people. It's no secret that when a police gets shot, they solve the crime within 24 to 48 hours. It's no secret. They put all the manpower and the resources. They bring in the top everything to solve a crime for one of theirs. And I understand. He is a black man, black mayor. You got some folks, they don't like taking things from black people. Orders, let me use that word, orders. They don't like that, people. They're going to find every flaw. Brandon Johnson said it early in the live. You don't have to be perfect to work. Real talk. Now, are you upset at some of Brandon Johnson's policy? Yes, I am. But I'm not going to get on public platforms such as this one and badmouth Brandon Johnson for another white candidate. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Give the black people a chance. That's all I'm saying. You got what, 7 top people in this administration that's black? Okay, good. I'll give you that. Now, what's some of these good city jobs at? You know, you walk into City Hall, you know what you see. You don't see a lot of black folks. On these construction sites, you don't see a lot of black people. Driving these water trucks and dump trucks, you don't see a lot of black people. Police officers, you don't see a lot of black police officers anymore. Those of you that live in Inglewood on the south side of Chicago, at nighttime when the police come, it's just about all white folks. Policing our community. Real talk. You got 3 police departments now. You got a police department for the blacks. You got a police department for the whites. You got a police department for the Latinos. All 3 go against, all 3 don't like each other. The Latinos don't want to work with the blacks. The blacks don't want to work with the Latinos. The whites don't want. Come on, people. What is it? What is it? This real talk. It don't have to be perfect to work, people. Everything is not going to be perfect. There's no party, Republican Party, going to save black people. Democrat Party is going to, no other party only been for black folks was the Black Panther Party. The brother said it. Now y'all want to investigate this man because he bragged about hiring X amount of black people on hiring practice. Come on now. Racism at its finest. Go ahead, caller. Hey, caller, go ahead. 8031, 837. Go ahead, caller. Yes, sir. Investigate for what? Who? Okay. Okay. That's why they should investigate him? Okay. But they don't want to invest. Go ahead. What did they do to her? For what? For what? Okay. Okay. All right. Do you realize that Chicago, Illinois is a sanctuary city? Like it, love it, hate it? And did he do that? Somebody said no sound. Hold on, caller. Hold on. I don't know. Hold on, caller. Just wait 1 minute. Let me fix this. No sound. I know what that is. Hold on, caller. They can't hear you. They cannot hear you. Hold on. I know exactly what that is. I ain't been on here in a while, so hold on. 1 minute. Guys, with so much. All right. All right. All right, caller. Y'all can hear him now. All right, y'all can hear him now. All right. Start over, caller. Start over from the beginning.
Okay. I was saying, we were talking about him in Chicago before the white people were, and they should have investigated him before now.
Okay.
They went up there to Milwaukee and arrested that judge. She's white because she was aiding and abetting an illegal alien.
Okay.
And he told Brandon Johnson to get rid of the sanctuary status.
Okay.
And he didn't do it.
Well, let me ask you a question. Now, they are not investigating him for that. They're investigating him for his hiring practice. Because you can't take away. I mean, Chicago's is a sanctuary city. You can't take that away right now. It's not. We tried to get it out, put it on the ballot, but it didn't happen. So they're getting him on something else on his hiring practice. Now, let me go back to the video. Just stay right there. And this is why they're getting him. Hold on. Let me show you why they're getting him. Let's see if I can get it. Hold on. Let's see.
Having people in my administration that will look out for the interest of everyone, and everyone means you have to look out for the interests of black folks because that hasn't happened. That's how we ensure long-term sustainable growth, because the BOA construction as a prime, now he has control of all of the subcontractors as well. I'm going to bring up something that's a little...
Let's take a look at technology.
Let me find it.
To John Rogers. It starts with ensuring that our young people are people like Jim Reynolds, investments to ensure that these professional services that are... Let me just say this first part. Community safety, it's the thing that I wake up thinking about, and it's one of the challenges that I've inherited, and it's my responsibility.
Support industry and legal and consulting kind of things.
That's how generous we are. Here
it is right here.
And here's why I'm naming this, is because there are some detractors that will push back on me and say, the only thing that the mayor talks about is the hiring of black people. No, what I'm saying is when you hire our people, we always look out for everybody else. We are the most generous people on the planet. I don't know too many cultures that have play cousins. That's how generous we are. We just make...
Now, let me ask you a question. What you think about that 80-37? What do you think about what you just heard? Hello?
If they should apply, they know they should be hired. And if they qualify,
Okay. You believe in diversity?
yeah,
Okay. Do you know what diversity is?
yeah, like mixed race people.
Okay. Do you think it should be more whites and blacks, or should be like, what you think the ratio should be?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, equal amounts if they all qualify. I don't know. I don't think anyone should be hired if, of course, if they don't qualify, they're not qualified.
Okay. Now, now, Chicago, I believe, is made up of 30% black people. When you think that at least we have at least 30% of the jobs here in the city of Chicago, blacks, to make up the population.
Oh man, I don't know because I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to stuff like DEI.
We're not talking about no DEI. We're not talking about that. That don't work for black people anyway. So throw that out the window. We didn't benefit from that anyway. So I'm asking the question: 30%. We make up 30% of blacks here in the city of Chicago. Shouldn't we at least have 30% of the jobs here?
The city jobs or
City jobs. This is what I'm talking about.
uh, I don't know. I mean, it depends on qualification.
It depends on qualifications. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get another caller, people? 872-299-0808. 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. Come on, people. We need some more callers. Call in. Call on in. And let's talk about it because, see, every time a black person take office, we always try to be the savior of others. We always try to be the savior of others. Always. We play fair. But when folks, other nationalities get in, look at Trump. Look at Trump. 90%, maybe 95% of his administration is white. So you telling me there's no other qualified other people outside of white people to work with the president? Think about it. But they want to investigate Brandon Johnson. See, it's a double standard. They always want to play by the rule books when it comes to us. Make us examples of the law. They practice the law and make us examples of the law. Let's take this next caller. Hey, caller, 9920, last four digits. Go ahead, caller. What's your take on this? Caller? 9920 is your last four digits. Are your last four digits? All right. Well, we'll go to the next caller. 9433. Come on, caller. 943.
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
We should have most of the jobs. Yes, we should. Since he made it a black administration, yeah, we do need more people. We need more our black people to get them city jobs. Yes, we do. Because I'm so trying to get me one.
Okay.
I need one.
Okay. Yeah. And, for many years here in the city of Chicago, you mean tell me you didn't have enough qualified contractors to get these jobs? $1 billion worth of contracting going on here in the city of Chicago. Come on, people. We call this a melting pot. We call it a sanctuary city. Let's act like one. See, a lot of us, we talk that black stuff, whatever, but we think white. You know, that's the way we think, a lot of us. We get to feeling sorry, all black people don't want to work. They just don't want to do nothing. You've been watching the news too much. Real talk. Real talk. So I'm sitting here. Here's Trump administration, 90%, and I voted for him. 90%, probably 95% white. White men. So you telling me out of this whole country, there's no qualified blacks, Asians, Hispanics, Latinos to work with the president? Come on now, somebody help me. I'm just asking a question. Now, I'm not saying Brandon Johnson is perfect, nor is he's done everything perfect. No, not at all. Let's read some of these comments. Everyone in the city hall and the county building would be under investigation except for the treasurer, Pappas, if that's the reason he's under DOJ investigation. Because, come on, I know better than that. I know, but it's pure racism. It's because he didn't want to release the migrants to them. I know what it's all about. We all know what it's about. Caller, are you there? 9920, last 4 digits. Know your phone number.
Yeah.
All right. What's your comment, sir? What's your comment? Your thoughts?
Okay. What he's saying is when black people get in and they benefit everybody. That's the Kamala Harris talk. Because the thing is, that's one of the biggest problems with black people. When we get in, we trying to help everybody else. But when these people get in, they ain't trying to help us. When the Asian get in, the Asian looking out for Asian. When Hispanic get in, the Hispanic looking out for Hispanic. Even with immigrants, they looking out for, even the African immigrants look out for other, they look out for another immigrant before they look out for somebody black, a black American. So why every time we get in something, we got to be for everybody. We got to be we got to be Martin Luther King. We got to, everybody should overcome. We got to love everybody. We got to be Jesus Christ. But when everybody else, and we at the bottom. So how can you be at the bottom, sitting around there trying to support everybody else, and you at the bottom, and they on top of you, and they just supporting their people? See, this is what we got a problem with these black politicians. These black politicians is a problem in the black community. Black politicians and these preachers. They sit around there and feed off people emotion with all this, oh, we all together and this, and we need to be the moral fiber of America. We don't need to be the moral fiber of nothing. We need to look out for each other. We at the bottom. When you at the bottom, you can't do nothing but try to get to the top. We don't need to be, it ain't no black and brown. It ain't no people of color. My people from the South, my people didn't die just for us to vote. They also died for us not to be called colored people. And so now you got the Democrats running around calling us people of color. So what you gonna do when Fox News starts saying that colored woman? You gonna get mad when you call yourself a woman of color, a man of color? Oh, that colored man, that colored woman. You're taking away our whole legacy for a party. Brandon Johnson is an idiot. Lori Lightfoot was the idiot. They're the two biggest idiots. They ain't no hair wash. We voting for people just because the color of their skin. These people ain't no good for us. The black politicians, we got to get rid of them. We got to get rid of them. Basically, we going to have to stop voting. So we voting for nothing. We ain't getting nothing from the Democrats. We ain't getting nothing from the Republicans.
So what do we do? So what? Let me ask you a question, brother. Let me ask you a question. Now, as we said earlier, he don't have to be perfect for something to work. You know.
It ain't working.
Okay. Now, who we got to replace it? What is it? I mean, what are we gonna do? We're gonna have another white man in there for 20 years to close up all the schools. Then we're gonna be satisfied with that.
So you sound like Roland Martin there. So as long as they black, that's good. Just get somebody. As long as they black, that's supposed to be good.
Well, you know what,
Even if
brother?
they ain't doing
Listen,
nothing but
brother. Let me just say this to you, brother. Let me just say this out of respect. You got so many politicians that don't even mention the word black. The man said it in life. Hold on, brother. Listen, you ain't got to like him. You ain't got to like Brandon Johnson. But the man said he have the most diversity out of all the politicians. Now, he said 45% black. You gonna let me talk, brother? I'll listen to you. Thank you. Thank you. This is what he said out of his own mouth. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know. He said 45% of his administration is black. I believe he said 30% white. Then he said Hispanic, something up. Can't recall the exact numbers. Now, most politicians don't even talk like that, the way he's talking. When was the last time you heard a politician say something about black without including brown? That's all I'm saying, bro. Listen. White folks been whooping our behind for 400 years, brother. 400 years. They still haven't treated us right, and we still want them back. Black person messed up for 4 years, 3 years. Oh, he the worstest thing ever. He the devil. He this, he that, he that. What do you want the man to do? What do you want the man to do? What do you want the man to do? You tell me. What do you want the man to do?
Okay. Let me explain.
No. You tell me, what do you want the man to do?
Sorry. He ain't gonna do nothing. He gonna do what APAC tell him to do. That's what he gonna do. He gonna do whatever APAC tell him to do. Whatever the powers that be tell him to do, that's what he gonna do. He ain't gonna, man, how you helping black people, you don't let millions of illegal immigrants to come in and undermine black people getting our jobs? How you helping us? You ain't helping us. Laura Lightfoot didn't help us. We voting on people just because they're a Democrat and because of the color of their skin, and these people are skinning us alive. These people looking out for themselves. You think all them billions of dollars that Brandon Johnson ain't sitting around there talking about these illegal immigrants, you think he ain't getting nothing off the back end? We ain't stupid. It's a whole new day and time. Y'all think we back in we our grandmamas and granddad, they didn't know nothing. They just were happy they had a right to vote. We got the right to vote, and we look at it like something completely different. These black politicians are a piece of crap. They ain't nothing.
What about the white ones? What about the white ones? You ain't said nothing about the white ones. What about them? What have they done for you?
Already, you can't expect nothing from somebody. You can't expect nothing from them.
Well,
what you gonna expect
but why? Listen.
They gonna do for their people.
Okay, well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with white people doing something for their own people? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Our people ain't doing that. When it comes to us, the 43 to 47 million black Americans that put the Democrat in power for over 60 years, when it comes to us, it's people of color. Because the other people ain't got no claim to this land. The Hispanics ain't never been through nothing in America. The Africans ain't never been through nothing in America. The LBGT crew ain't never been through nothing in America. They use our history, our pain, and our struggle to benefit everybody except us. That's why they always talk about civil rights and we should overcome it. And you march. How many times you gonna march over the Evan Pettis Bridge? Every year they marching over that bridge. For what? For what is that doing for us? The people that putting you in office. We telling you what we want. You ain't doing nothing for us, so we ain't gonna vote. We ain't gonna vote for it. We don't care about Brandon Johnson.
Okay.
We don't care about Lightfoot.
Let me say this.
We can't care about it.
Brother, let me say this, and I got to go to the next caller. If you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain, period. That's what I tell anybody. If you don't vote, I ain't saying you didn't vote. I'm just saying, period. If you don't vote, you have no right to complain. Let me go to the next call.
You don't want to hear this truth.
I want to hear what truth, brother? I got other people that's calling. I mean, can you respect the other callers? Can you? Hold on, brother. I've been talking to you for the last 4 or 5 minutes. Can I get the other callers in? They waiting patiently.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, all right. All right, thank you. All right. 6372. Go ahead, caller. 6372.
All right. Bless you, Brother Martin.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I kind of agree with both of y'all opinions.
Yeah, we both got
on this
opinion. Yeah.
subject. First of all, most of the time, this is not the golden rule, but most of the time when Black people are in a position, we're just a face. We're not the power.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen in the South suburbs, I've ran for mayor. I've been on here before. I've been a law enforcement officer out in the South suburbs. I've seen this time and time again with different people of our color that gets into power. Now, what I will say, we should empower our people that look like us. I've always said in the South suburbs, which I did most of my career as a law enforcement officer, why the fire department was always white in Black town.
Still like that now.
It's still to this day. But now what I will say, I think that positions should be given out on your merit and your ability to do it. But we should definitely enhance our people in the mix when you have the power to do so. But most Black people that's in these political positions, they're just the face. They're not the power. They're not the juice. So they're limited. Now, as I said, I think, like you mentioned earlier, all other races, we can go to the stores. You ain't went in no Chinese store and bought Chinese food and seen a Black person in there waiting. No, they hire their own time, but we come and bring our money to them. I think we've been kind of programmed to hold back a little bit on, trying to empower our people. I think we could do more, but I know from being in the political game from the suburbs, there's a lot of moving parts. A lot of times when the Black man is running versus the mayor of Orland Park. The mayor of Orland Park will have more freedom to run his city and to pick his people than a person that's in Dixon. Now, I will say this. Now, a lot of times when we look at these political figures from the White House all the way to downtown Chicago, normally we see the people that's in the prestige political position, meaning the appointed positions, but there might be a lot of other people that's doing other things in administration, but they just not in the forefront. Even when you talked about Trump, in Trump administration, the people you see on the news is basically the people that's in the forefront, that's close to him. But we know that's how other races get down.
But let me ask you a question. Big brother, real quick. I'm sorry. Now, nobody complains about Trump administration, and I voted for him. 90% white.
I did too.
I voted for him. I'm not going to sit up and hypocrite. So I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to just say it to you, brother, I'm not going against Brandon Johnson for another white man. I'm not going to do it. Yes, I'm voting identity politics. I'm just not going to do it. We've been waiting on these white folks to save us for 400 years, and they ain't did it yet. They showed us how they feel about us. Like the brother said, we still marching. We still doing. They're not going to do nothing for us, period. Neither party. Get over it, people. There was only one party for Black folks in this country. That was the Black Panther Party. That was the only party that was for Black folks. I'm going to say that. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Can I say one thing in reference to what you just said?
Yes, sir.
When we understand this one principle, we didn't create the system. We don't run the system. So we'll never have our proper place in the system. I don't care where it's at. When you create something, you normally create it to your advantage or to your people's advantage. That's just how we are, even when it comes down to simple things. So we'll never find our true place in a system that wasn't created by us. I don't think that's going to be achievable. And like the one brother said, the Democrats have let people down.
Yes.
Republicans have let people down. So we're kind of in a bad position.
Yes.
You're kind of damn if you do, damn if you don't. But what I tell people to empower yourself, and you got to come together and you have to vote for somebody.
Yes.
And I always speak when it comes to the vote aspect, vote with your best interest and vote based on truth and facts. That's all you can do. I don't think it's going to get any better than that. Nobody is coming to save us, because one thing about the political game, my grandfather used to say this, if I could say this on your show. You know the difference between a politician and a rodeo? At the rodeo, you see the bullshit. That's the only difference. I'm done.
Oh, okay. All right, Sarge, you're next. Sarge, go ahead. Thanks for holding. We're coming, other callers. We're coming. Now, come on, Sarge. I know you got it on mute.
All right, what's going on?
All right.
Yeah, I've been hearing the talk of people looking out for their constituencies and all this other stuff. It's like, okay, that sounds good from the urban aspect area, but if you look at the white rural community, them white politicians ain't doing nothing for them broke, male, sandwich-eating white folks. They ain't doing nothing for them. So I don't know how black people expect black politicians to do something for them. In reality, when you got proof of the white politicians ain't doing nothing for all these broke white folk. I mean, come on, you got almost twice as many whites on welfare as the entire population of Black America. Ain't nobody trying to help them. They don't want to. They keep them in control because you need us. You see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna bite the hand that feeds you. So, that's the thing. So it ain't just what black people need to get out their mind is all of the doggone lack of financial, all that is more on black people than white people. It's not. It's more broke. Well, almost said the A word. White folks in the United States than there would ever be broke black folk. Okay? And I just wish that people in New York, Chicago, Baltimore, Jersey, Watts, Compton, they could get out here and go to like Cuba, Missouri, and places like that and see how they living and be like, damn. And then look around, where you gonna get a job at? Nowhere. See, they had jobs back in the day when all the manufacturing was happening. The Zenith company for TVs and all that. I'm going back now a little case. That's where they set up all the manufacturing. Now the only way they get jobs now, and I don't know if anybody looked at this, where are all the state prisons at? Where they at, Martin?
I know where they're at downstate.
Way out in doggone vanilla land. So that's their source of employment. So, it ain't like you in Chicago, you can go and get you some kind of job to do a little something. No, not in doggone Wampum, Pennsylvania. There is no place to work. If it ain't for welfare and all that, they ain't getting nothing. They got some areas like down in Florida, they automatically get SSDI for this thing called slow learning.
Okay.
Because their educational level, they could barely read. And it's been like that for generations. The schools don't work because the parents can't read.
All
so
right,
they can't
Sarge.
check the homework. You know what I'm saying?
Let me come back. I got two more callers.
Man,
okay. I figure.
I'm land the plane right here.
Oh, hey.
We got to do for self, Martin. Got to do for self.
I agree.
Get yours, and then try to help somebody along. If they don't
I
agree
agree.
with you, then keep it moving.
Right.
See, but ain't nobody gonna do nothing for shit. No damn body, white or black.
Yeah.
It's called capitalism.
All right. All right.
I got mine, and damn you.
All right.
That's what it's called.
All right.
bro.
All right. 1381. Thanks, sorry. 1381. 1380. Last four digits. Go ahead, caller. We got another call after you. 1381.
A lady posted in a post that she heard Mr. Blakemore say they giving 10%, of the jobs. Now he's speaking on 2% of the contracts and procurement. I was up there with Mr. Blakemore. Mr. Blakemore had been telling me that for months, but we actually went up there to the office of procurement. And so when he's talking about the contracts, well, we only getting 2% of them contracts. Out of 100%, 2% is zero. Is nothing. Barely anything. That's why you don't see us on them jobs, etc. Like I said before, they know the people not paying attention. So look at the police officers that's in our communities that y'all just talked about not too long ago as well. Okay, look at when they held a graduation ceremony. How many of our people walking across that stage over the years, even before Brandon Johnson? They know that our people are not paying attention to what's going on. Yeah, he put people in them positions of our race and our nationality, etc. Yeah, that's true. He doing that. But at the same time, I don't see none of our people. And I've been coming down to the city hall like Miss Jessica Jackson, Zoe Lee, and Mr. Blakemore. You don't see none of our people coming down there getting them contracts, getting that TIF money. You don't see none of them getting, no developers coming to develop on the south and west side, etc. What happened to that invest southwest money for Chicago for our community? We ain't saw that. Now everybody wants like, try to compare it to what Trump got in his office, etc. It ain't about the complexion. It's about the complexion of the job they doing for the people. That brother that was speaking, he's totally right. He's totally right. The other guy before Sarge, well, he's totally right.
So you saying now you sound like you're contradicting yourself. You just said it ain't about the complexion. Then you just turn around and said that we got 2% of the contracts. So what are you saying, brother?
No, I'm saying.
Let me know what you're saying.
You know it. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm saying. I said our people only get 2% of the contracts in procurement.
Okay.
Anybody can go downtown and they can go to the office and ask.
So hold on. So what's wrong with that then, brother? What's wrong with that then?
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? I'm saying we should be getting more of the contract.
Why? Because we black? Why? Because we dark skinned and melanated? Why? So you just tell you.
I'm not. No, hold on, man. No, look here, man, Mark. Don't go there, please.
No, I'm just going by what you just said, brother.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I'm making it clear what I'm saying. You can't put no words in my mouth.
Brother, if you listen,
don't try to link that with something else. No, we only getting 2% of the procurement of the contract in the city of Chicago going to our people. We need more. We need more of our people to get the contracts. We need more TIF money in our communities. We need more police officers. It ain't about the complexion. I'm saying, but we do need more. But our people
hold on. How is it not about? Hold on. How is it not about the complexion? You talking complexion?
Because our people are not getting the opportunities. Our people are not getting the opportunities. I've been down in City Hall for 2 years straight.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I may have saw you down there once.
No, guess what?
So I've been committee meetings and everything.
Listen, brother. Let me educate you a little bit. Let me educate you a little bit. I'll educate you a little bit about that. First of all, because you don't see a brother, or you saw me down there one time, it don't make a difference how many times you saw me down there. I've been there many years, way before you. You just got on the scene. I've been on the scene, brother. On the scene, boots on the ground. So you can cut that out.
But we talking about far as Mayor Johnson administration.
Right.
You ain't seeing the undercut deals that's being made, etc. You might look at it online or just.
But what I'm saying is,
and they can hear
hold on. Let me just get something clear.
And the votes that's going on.
Only thing, and you're 100%.
People in our communities.
I want to get this clear.
That's going towards.
I just want to get this clear.
I don't care who up in that office down there. They are voting against our people.
Okay, let me just say this. I want to get something clear. So, only thing I was confused about what you was saying was the complexion. The complexion of people that you're talking about are dark-skinned people, colored people, whatever you want to call it. I know you don't say black, whatever, but that's who you're talking about. Then you talking about I don't care about.
They're not them people down there. Them people down there not in our best interest.
Okay.
They're not. They voting against our people. You ain't seen no real developers and things like that in our neighborhoods. You ain't seeing the TIF money go. Ain't no TIF money going in our neighborhoods the last time. And this whole TIF money supposed to be for the underserved communities. What happened to that Southwest money from Lloyd Lightfoot administration? When we hearing Stephanie Coleman and stuff telling Miss Jackson that that's just a hoax.
Okay.
Don't have me put the facts out there, and I got the videos too to prove it.
Put it out there.
Talking to know anybody. I just been holding my tongue for forever, but I ain't got to.
You shouldn't have to.
Get the people to think, so I jump in and out of your videos over time, etc. too. The same people you sitting and taking videos with is same people too that's going against our own people.
Okay.
Real talk.
Okay.
And I can call y'all out by names, etc. You're not just talking to no any person. And I'm not trying to boast a superior understanding, but I'm bearing witness, eyewitness.
Okay. Okay. All right. Malcolm X's birthday today.
So you can go to the desk caller.
Yes, sir. Sure will. 9920. Go ahead, bro. Then we got 470. Then we got another. Go ahead, 9920. Last 4 digits.
Yeah, I had just called earlier, bro.
I know.
I couldn't get you back on
Go ahead.
Facebook, and I was just trying to get back and listen to the show. But hey, it's the same thing, man. I mean, like everybody said, we're in a bad situation, man. We're in a no-win situation. Now, I think, like you were saying, okay, you got to vote. I think sometimes not voting is a weapon too.
It can be. It can be. Can't be.
So we need to get out. So we are a powerhouse. We just not using our power. We are a powerhouse. We don't have to vote. We need to stop voting for people just because they black. We definitely stop voting for people because they black and Democrat. And that's one of our biggest mistakes.
But let me just say that. Let me just say this. Let me say this, brother. I hear people always say that. I hear them always say that. But let me just say that, brother. It's a problem when black people vote for identity politics or something. It's a problem. But white folk do it all the time. They vote against their interests all the time. They'll tell you, we don't see color when we vote. That's a lie. They'd rather see one of theirs up there than one of us. Trust me, man.
Exactly.
Trust you can. Well, I don't care what we say, people. What we say, what party we represent, I don't care. I love you both. Don't make no difference. What I'm saying is, should nobody dictate the way we vote? Some folks gonna vote on identity. We are oppressed people. And when people are oppressed, they move out of their emotions. Period. That's how they move. They can't stand the people that oppress them. That's why they vote the way they vote. They don't like it. That's all I'm saying, people. I ain't do it, make it right. I'm not saying. I'm just speaking. When you are oppressed, you don't want to keep voting for somebody that's just doing oppressing. That's oppressing you. You just don't. How could you trust the oppressor? You can't. Like you said, brother, we in a no-win situation because a person have the office, they probably don't even have the power, and we know it's somebody behind the scenes is running the thing, running it.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I believe. So what I'm saying is, brother, listen. I'm tired of white folks telling us how we should feel and the way we should vote. Period. They have proven, we've been in this country under their rule for 400 some years, almost 500 years, and they still have not proven to see us equal. They're showing us. I don't care how educated we are. Yeah, and listen, and I'm not saying that you can't be great in America. You can't be a politician. You can't be this. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that as a group, we're failing. They'll let a few small percentage get through and be great. The first black this, the only black this. They'll give us a statue. They'll give us a street. But we no power, brother. No power to make decisions. Period.
Are you going to let me talk?
Go ahead.
Okay, I understand all that, but the white power structure also smart enough to know that they got a boule class. They got some people out there that willingly Al Sharpton, these people work for the Democratic Party. They do not work for black people. Black people think these people work for black people because they're looking at their skin color. Black people keep thinking these black politicians work for them. These black politicians work for the Democratic Party.
True.
Malcolm X always told us the liberal, you always got to watch the liberal because they come at you with a smile. They come at you as your friend. Malcolm X told us this, 70, 80 years ago. They always will come at you with a smile. They always will come at you as your friend. And that's what they're doing. So they using the black politicians because, like you said, it's emotional. We looking at somebody with black skin and we thinking this person represents us and they're going to do this. And when they get in that office, they're going to do exactly what the Democratic Party tells them to do. They ain't got nothing to do with black people. So when they get in that office, like Brandon Johnson ain't going to do nothing for no, he going to talk that talk because he know how to talk the talk. They all know how to talk the talk. They know how to play the game. What has Al Sharpton ever did for anybody besides Al Sharpton? You can't say nothing. When Barack Obama got into office, he got Al Sharpton do the block. You couldn't even ask Barack Obama about nothing black because Al Sharpton was going to jump in front and start talking this talk. And now you got Barack Obama running around talking, oh, you got to protect my legacy. Oh, my legacy. And every time you hear Barack Obama talk to black men, he's talking down on black men like he's talking to his sons or something. Like we ain't nothing. Like we gonna have to dumb y'all down and we gonna talk. Man, them days over with. Barack Obama could take his big ear ass on by his business. He ain't got nothing to say to us. He ain't do nothing for us. We don't respect no Barack Obama. But they got these people. Here's the game, bro. They have these people like for these protests. They have paid people. Al Sharpton was good at this. And he's still good at it. They have people that they pay to come out and protest. Have hundreds of them, paying them $100, $200 a day. And they come out there, and then you looking at an illusion like all these black people doing this, and then other black people join. That's the whole thing, to make you think it's a movement that other people join. It's not a movement. It's all orchestrated. These people are, I think I almost curse. Man, these people don't mean us no good. We got to check the black politician, man. We don't have to. I think the best thing for black people to do is not vote for a while, because not voting is just as powerful as voting.
Okay,
when they you got 20, 30 million people
okay.
not voting.
Okay. What other option we got to do? What other option we got to do? What else can we do? Give me some solutions.
Ain't too much we can do, bro. Cause we behind the barrel. What can we do? What can you do when you got the white politicians? We know they're against us. They trying to keep us status quo. They letting in white Afrikaners. You know, we know what all that's about. We know what all that's about. We got the Hispanics that's sitting up there saying, "Oh, when you hear somebody sit back there and say, immigrants build America," that is one of the most disrespectful things you can ever say to a black person. When we were slaves here for hundreds of years, how can a black politician sit up there on the stage, Jasmine Crockett, and sit up there and say immigrants built America when we sat up there were slaves for hundreds of years? But you can tell me that an immigrant built America? So you telling me my ancestors were nothing? And that's the whole thing about the Democrats. These other people ain't got no quarrel with America. They can't say America, the Mexican can't say America did nothing to them. No Hispanic can say America. No Asian. Nobody can sit back there and say, yeah, I was an American. Nothing. You might have went through a little discrimination, but you didn't go through the discrimination for hundreds of years like black people. That's why they cling on to our heritage and our history. And they use it for the LGBT. They use it for immigrants. They use it for the family. Anytime they start talking about civil rights. And who be the first person to talk about it? A black politician. You got the Congressional Black Caucus, which ain't nothing.
Okay, brother. I gave you enough time. I don't mean to cut you up, but I got 1, 2, 3 people. You can hold on. Okay, you can hold on. Okay, 470. Come on, sister. 470. 470. All right.
Hey, Martin.
All right, go ahead.
I rock with you, but I got to agree with the people,
Go
the
ahead.
guys, the last guy, and the one previously. Uh, Black people are just used for a pawn. They have no power. During Martin Luther King Day and Malcolm X Day, politics wasn't at the forefront of black freedom was. So what the Democrat Party realized, let us buy and pay certain black people with influence that'll influence the rest of the black people because we the only race of people that can be influenced. White people, like everybody say, what whites been doing, whites stick together, they've been sticking together. Vietnamese, they've been sticking together. When you go in a nail shop, you don't see none but Vietnamese in there. When you go to a Chinese restaurant, you see Chinese back there. When Trump is white, you're going to see white people in administration. And what the other guys is saying is, blacks don't do that. And you in a town and you just seen blacks rob each other of taxes. It's black people taxes going up because white people put black people in positions because they know they're going to vote identity politics and they're going to get their program across. It's just no excuse that the same thing, I don't know how big Chicago is or Illinois, but the same thing that went on in the black community with Tiffany Henyard, Brandon Johnson, all that's not going on in the white community. It's not. So what I'm saying is they paid to distract black people from the real issue. Why do black people expect everybody else to do something for them except black people? They expect Republicans to go out of their way for them when they never voted for them. They expect everything. They demand everything out of Trump that they never demanded out of Obama. I mean, it's just, sometimes you think about, black people, we in this situation because of us. We in this situation because, like Malcolm X said before the Democrats killed him, we've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray by politics when none of us gonna save them. That's why you don't see Farrakhan and them voting. You ask what to do, don't vote. We ain't getting nothing out of voting anyway. And people always say that a lot of people died for you to vote. No, they didn't die for us to vote Democrat. They died for us to have the freedom to vote for whoever we want to vote for. And who the ones stop us from voting who we want to vote for? Let me say I voted Republican. See how many black people come out. Oh, you're Republican? Listen, y'all trying to take away from me what God didn't even do, which is give me a freedom of choice. But if you don't vote Democrat, blacks come out at you. No other race. White people can vote for who they want to vote for. Latinos can vote for who they want to vote for. No issue. But let a black say, I ain't no Democrat, I voted for Republican. They calling you everything but a black person. Knowing they ain't got nothing out of black people. And the ones that in politics, Tiffany Henyard, Brandon Johnson, all of them was paid by the Democratic Party to destroy the black race because they know black people don't vote for them because they black. So let me put Obama in to be the president. They had never got an LGBTQ nothing passed before, much as it went to the floor to vote. Let me put a black person in there because blacks don't go with him over God. When it comes to LGBTQ, and just because Obama's black, blacks don't stick together and vote for Obama because he's black. They ain't studying God with LGBTQ and what it actually stands for. And the main people was doing that was black Christians, Divine Nine. All these people say they love God, but yet when it came to destroying the family, they used a black man to do it because they knew blacks was gonna follow them. And just like we're doing now, Tiffany Henyard and Brandon Johnson have literally destroyed Illinois. And for somebody to come and say, still vote for a black person because they're black, it's just boggles me because their taxes is 4 times higher because of a black person. I mean, like this person said, black corruption don't have no color. No, it don't. But when white do it, and people want to always say, well, the white doing it, which it don't make it right. But the white people made the laws so they know how to get by the law. Every law we got to go by it was created by a white man. White men, they don't need nothing for black people. The blacks got to go to white people for banks to get loans for their house. Black people got to go to white people for education. Blacks don't own nothing for whites to have to say, well, you know what? I can't get this done unless I go to a black man. So if you ain't got no power, and because we ain't got no power because white people created the laws so they can break them, and then black people so crazy, they say, well, white people doing it. Well, they made the law, so they know how to get around it without causing a big havoc like Tiffany Henry, like Brandon Johnson. And for white people and black people that think it's okay for Brandon Johnson, he got up there in front of Congressmen. When them white men asked him, how much money did you spend on illegal immigrants in Chicago with black taxpayers' money? He didn't have a problem saying 200 million of black taxpayers' money when you walk up the street and you see all them black people in Chicago homeless and not one illegal immigrant. And then black people have a nerve to say, we need to vote for him because he's black. All them black gentlemen laying out in the street homeless. And he get before Congress and said he spent 200 million of black.
So, sister, how do you feel about the white people being flown into the country?
Hold on, sister. I'll give you a chance. I promise you, I'll give you a chance. I promise you, I'll give you a chance. Okay, go ahead. Don't cut her off.
White people being flown into the country. We're talking about just doing what's right and how they've been bought. Like Biden came out and said, if you ain't Democrat, you ain't black. You ain't and black thought that was okay. Yes, Biden, that's okay. No, I'm black and I'm not Democrat. I am nobody. I am who I am. Politics don't make me, and politics ain't gonna never break me. So, I'm just saying, it's so many black people been bamboozled, and they keep saying, well, what about white? Well, what about white? What about white? What about them? Y'all didn't vote for them. You shouldn't expect nothing from them. You didn't vote for them. So who y'all voted for? That you getting what you got? Brandon Johnson giving $200 million to illegal immigrants while all the black people laying in the street homeless and they've been paying taxes all their life. So, okay, let her go on.
Okay, 470. Before you get off, answer this question. Somebody put a question up on the board for you. They said, Shanita, she said, name a white person who is working for black people.
Again, missing the whole point. White people don't work for white people. The whole point is they pay black people to get in there and they work for everybody but black people.
There
black
you go,
people
baby.
is the only race of people that worry about everybody else but black people.
You
don't see illegal immigrants getting out there marching for black people. You don't see illegal immigrants getting out marching because the black boy just been shot down by the police.
Preach, baby.
Missiles been beat down by the police. How many immigrants do you see? Well, when black, they worry about everybody. I got to worry about LGBTQ. I got to worry about illegal immigrants. Who worry about the black man? Who worry about the black man? Since everybody want to say, name a person, white person name for the black people. Black people, I can't even name one black person working for black people since Martin Luther King got killed. Not one black person have worked for black people since Martin Luther King Jr. got killed. So you name me one black person working for him, because Obama was. My subdivision is full of illegal immigrants because under his administration, all the black people lost their homes. And they were replaced by illegal immigrants that didn't have to pay taxes or didn't have to qualify for homes. Now blacks can't get homes. They raising rent so high that they can't afford it, and then they walking over them in the street homeless. But guess what blacks did to the community? Whites didn't do it. Trump didn't make people lose their house. The thing of black is they put black preachers in positions that make $1 billion a Sunday, and they expect the government to take care of the black homeless. When you walk, since people want to ask, well, what is white people doing? You won't see white people walk over white homeless people in the street. That's what they ain't doing. That's what the other race is not doing.
Okay, thank you, sister. Done? All right, she's done. Go ahead, my dear sister. Go ahead.
How you doing, Martin? Everybody. What I'm listening to is like the miseducation of Negroes. They're speaking like They're double talking. White people do this for white people. Black people don't do nothing for black people, but then they vote for the white person, saying that they don't do nothing for the black person. It's like voting for the lesser of two evils. I'm with you, Martin, with the identity politics a little bit, but you just can't keep saying what white people are doing for white people, but then turn around and say we don't have nobody, because we always backbite each other.
Hold on, sister. So everybody else,
what are we doing?
hold on. So everybody put their phone on mute, or something have to mute you guys, because I hear an echo. I think that's 6380. No, that's me. Okay, somebody. Okay, go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
So I just want to know how the way they're talking is they're saying they're like double talking. Black people don't do nothing for black people, but white people don't do nothing for white people. White people do everything for black people. It's just crazy to me. My thing about it is you got to choose the lesser of two evils. I've grown up in the 70s, and we just never had that. We can never trust white people to take care of us, right? We shouldn't even depend on them to take care of us. But it just seems like we don't have no solidarity. I'm listening to all the black people on the phone. They down on the black people, but always talking about the white people do this, the white people do that. Trump is doing it to all of us. White, black, legal, illegal. He literally just took our American dollars and flew over white people that was a part of the apartheid and said that they getting all the free things. The sister just said that illegal immigrants doesn't pay into the taxes. Every time they go to work, they pay out taxes, and they can't get any SS. They can't even reap the benefits from it. So until you know policies, it's just like they're just talking. They're talking from emotions instead of policies. So everything she said, some of the things she said was okay.
You missed my
no.
point.
Maybe I didn't understand your point. I'll be quiet and listen and talk to you, but maybe I misunderstood you. Go ahead, I'll listen.
You misunderstood my whole concept. My whole concept was when you go in Chicago, you got people been living in Chicago, paying into taxes, been working since they were 14, 15, or 16. Okay, like you said, the illegal immigrants come over here. They over here 2 months, they might pay into taxes. But who got the most into taxes since they were 16 or 2 months? And you keep saying, no, we're not down on white people. We're making a simple point. Everybody look out for their own.
Absolutely. But listen to you, sister. You on this phone saying nothing, talking about black men. He's a black woman. Instead of saying let's all come together, you keep saying black people ain't doing nothing for us. Black men ain't doing for us. Instead of saying what we need to do. You're looking at other communities. Yes, they do things together.
Not doing nothing for us.
No, you missed the point.
You missed my whole point. What can
you sure did.
Martin Luther King was the only one can bring blacks together that had blacks to stop marching and to get freedom for us to be able to go into restaurants, to get black people not to ride the bus for 367 days, to get black people not to patronize. We're not doing that because now we got black.
I look at Target. That's not true. We took out the dollars out of Target. Now they're trying to say they're sorry. So I don't know. I don't understand where you're living, but the politics I see Jamal Bryant doing that.
A whole system. We're talking about a whole
system. And the D. You know what? And you know what? Target. What was the reason? What was the reason that they would stop spending our money with Target? What was the reason?
Now,
I'm asking you a question. What is it? Why did we stop sending it? Go ahead.
They stopped shopping at Target because a bunch of black preachers told the black people don't shop at Target for DEI. That has nothing.
And what is DEI? What is DEI?
Inclusion. Has nothing.
Okay, and so that doesn't have anything to do with you. We're number 5 on there. We're number 5 on there. It trickles down. It trickles down.
But who's number 1?
White women.
Right.
Thank you. So why are we not shopping to help white women?
Do you keep saying don't shop at Target? Only black.
Excuse me. What we have to do is, when America gets the cold, we're going to get the flu. So while we're looking at them saying, look at the immigrants, the illegal immigrants and all this, and they're talking about rolling back your rights. That's a shiny ball for you. That's a shiny ball for you.
The point is,
you rolling back our rights when you start calling that person a
Get rid of the black politicians being paid and bought what the conversation is about. is pay black politicians that's destroying the black communities with raising taxes that tax them out their house. White people ain't doing it. They put a black person in there. Look how much.
What is tariff? What is tariff?
Look how,
Mark,
Okay.
Let me say something, Mark.
Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Taxes are taxes come for incoming goods.
Excuse. Let me get the floor for a second.
Go ahead,
It
bro.
ain't about what is terror, what is DEI, what is this, what is that.
You next,
talking
Bill.
about the facts.
Mhm.
I'm gonna use myself for example. Me and my wife and child was homeless and blackballed by this city, etc. We couldn't get employment, etc. Okay? I gave Brandon Johnson a hard drive of how these shelters is, etc., how nasty, bed bug infected, mold all on the wall, etc. The bogus apartments they showed us an apartment and told us we had to take it. It had blood in the tub, rat holes in there. I can put the pictures up, like for real. Brandon Johnson refused to help us. They say we was the first time they said ain't no more rental help or nothing. Everything going towards the migrants. And that's before they gave the migrants all that money when Martin Johns and Mark Collins, y'all was a college trust, all y'all was down there, etc. We've been going through it. We see how they putting the migrants in hotels and stuff like that. That's coming from Brandon Johnson administration. That's coming from them aldermen that's in your neighborhood that's up there talking on TV in front of the camera. But when you look at they vote for them to have all this money and stuff like that. I think it's getting off the topic because people trying to deflect because she's mentioning about whatever the young guy, Jamal and whatever and things like that. All of them part of the same game. All of them part of the same nonsense. All of them is keeping us down and keeping our people down. So yeah, we talking about our people, our nationality, because them the ones in there in office right now doing a disservice to us. Stop looking at the other man and look at your so-called brother man, because they the one that putting the foot on your neck. They the one that keeping you down, etc.
Well, can I ask y'all a question real quick? Brandon Johnson Brandon Johnson haven't even been in office 3 years. Before Brandon Johnson got in, we didn't have another black man 40 years ago. That was it. Now, who was doing all that damage?
Yeah, but he gave.
Come on now, talk to me.
Gave them over He gave them over $350 million in funding for the migrants, and they gave our people nothing. No. You even had on your show a while back, Martin, where you had a receipt of over $3,000 some dollars in food stamps. They giving them $10,000. Man, we give us $10,000. It only takes $10,000 a month. They was giving them $9,000 a month. It only takes $10,000 even with bad credit you could put down on the house. Why we ain't getting the funds? Stop coming on here, because I'm tired of these people that's speaking this nonsense. And I know, because like I said before on your show, Mark, I've been on front line. And I just ain't been vocal like Mr. Blakemore or Miss Jackson or Zoe and none of them. I just been doing the video. But I'm ready to ban, like I told Brandon Johnson. I'll pop that video out too. I told him they gonna turn their back on him. They gonna turn their back on him. And they have. Because that's how they do. They
hold it, brother. Let the sister talk.
In front, they put our people in front, and then they when they done with them, they hang them out to dry.
Go ahead, sister.
I understand what you're saying.
Go ahead,
I
sister.
understand what you're saying, but my thing about it is I don't hear y'all with this rah-rah with the white man. Like somebody just said, when it was daily, you got Trump flying people in, you'll come to your brother man, but when it's time for you to go to that white man, you don't bring this to him. You just say, okay, they look out for theirs, but we need to look out for ours. But I don't never see, you don't have the same smoke for the white man. You just don't have it.
All my life. I've been
brother.
up to the European all my life.
Hold it, brother.
I've been down there speaking in the European face all my life. What are you talking about?
You just talked about Brandon Johnson bringing. You just talked about Brandon Johnson doing that.
It's so much that do got courage, man. Stop trying to put that. Y'all keep putting that. Be quiet. Y'all keep putting that out for a minute.
You don't tell me to be quiet,
we ain't saying
don't tell me to be quiet.
And like I just said, it is people that's speaking up to them. It is people that's speaking up to them.
What about the apartheid people that's being thrown in the country?
It is people that's speaking up to them.
What about the white people coming down?
Sir.
It's people that's going out against apartheid. What are you talking about?
Let her talk. Let her talk.
out.
I'm asking about
Sir.
what's going on now.
Sir, you get let her talk.
Man, you just sound ignorant. You ain't nothing but an agent. You one of the clowns that they put on the show.
Now,
to break the truth. He's trying to stay
brother,
low.
brother,
Just
brother,
what it
brother,
is, and all
brother,
that wasn't no
brother,
idea.
brother. Hold it. Hold it.
He's embarrassing himself.
Okay, brother, don't call the sister no clown. Let's not do that. Let's do. Let's.
I'm 100. I can show the facts. You
Yeah.
can't. You just getting on here trying to
You have no idea. You have no idea. Like I said, all that they're doing is they never talk about the white people. The only thing they do, they give the white man a pass. They keep saying, oh, they take care, they make the laws or whatever. They don't never go and say, well, they're doing something wrong. That the black and brown people, he's putting the black and brown immigrants out but flattening the white ones in. The conversation is not going on about that. They're only concerned about the black and brown. They never talk. It's like they're just
throwing the black community.
Look, look, this how I know, excuse me, ma'am, this how I know she's full of nonsense. You keep saying the black and brown. When they down there at City Hall passing them laws, etc., they're not thinking about no black. The brown ain't marching with you. The brown ain't fighting for you. So why is you even including them? Because you speaking the same rhetoric that people that been sold us out is speaking. So that's why I'm coming at you like that. I'm not embarrassing myself.
But you voted for Trump, right?
Nah.
You voted for Trump?
No,
you voted for Trump.
That's our personal business.
That's you selling out, right? It has everything to do with it. It has everything to do with it. Because now he's flying. Now he's flying white people in. Yes, it does. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
All your civil liberties. He's going to take rolling back 1964. He's doing all these things to them, but that's okay. That's okay.
Let me say this one thing here. She say hear this out. She say they flying the Europeans in. That's what she said, right? Okay, they've been flying them in for years. For decades, it's been different language of Russians and all kind of stuff downtown. So over the decades. So why you want to say nothing then about the
why are you saying nothing now? Why aren't you saying anything?
Get up there.
Why aren't you saying anything? Why aren't you saying anything? Why you not saying anything?
I bet you Taiwan Sims. I bet you Miss Jessica Jackson. I bet you Zoe Lee. I bet you George Blakemore tell you, I'm speaking to them Europeans like I'm speaking to you. I ain't holding my head down. I ain't running the tuck in my tail. I ain't taking no 501.
That's why I'm sitting here talking to you.
None of that. So what you
That's why I'm sitting here talking to you. I can hold my head up right here.
It's real leader right here.
Right.
Real men don't talk like you.
My name is Michael Youngface.
You a male.
Real news.
Real men don't talk like that. You a male. You a male.
Okay.
I talk like that to males. I talk like that to males. I talk like that to males.
All right, listen.
What are you talking about?
I got two more calls. Sarge, go ahead, real quick, Sarge. Real quick, then I got to go to Bill. Bill been waiting patiently.
Real quick.
Go ahead, Sarge.
New Birth Church is 20 minutes away from my house. If Jamal Bryant is up there preaching, you could play football in the church. The only time they got a packed house in the church. Excuse me, I'm speaking. May I speak? Thank you. Now,
$6,000 a month to do
But
that.
I live right down the street from. I'm speaking on what I see. Now hold tight. Allow me to finish. I'm trying to be quick and be done. Trying to be quick, done, out. The only time they got a packed house is when he is there. Other than that, you can play football anywhere in the church. You know, I mean, it's all a hustle. And when you're talking about black leadership, why do you think the COINTELPRO program was put into effect? Nobody talking about that.
That's a good one.
I guess I'm a sellout because I voted for Trump.
Ashley Crockett don't know what she's talking about. She always been talking about.
So what is Trump doing for you? What is Trump doing for you?
I'll tell you what Trump. I'll tell you real quick. I'll tell you real quick. Excuse me. I'll tell you real quick.
That's the other lady. That's not me. I guess you want to chime in. Go ahead, Sarge.
Okay. Myself, my son, my daughter, combat veterans, we're being well taken care of. The Republicans always give to the veterans and the military, the Democrats take away from. That's the reason I vote for Republicans.
So don't you know veterans was really part of DEI?
No.
Veterans are not a part of DEI.
Right.
They are.
No, they're
Google
not.
it.
Excuse
Google
me.
it.
Excuse me.
Google it. Google it.
Excuse me.
This is why I say they don't know policy. Google it.
No. Excuse me, sister. Excuse me,
Google it.
sister.
Google it.
Sister, will you listen?
Google it. I'm sorry, I'm really respectful. I'm literally trying to tell you. Google it. Just Google it. I promise you, they're there.
Okay. Sister. I can't explain to you. What is. Hold on. Now, I could Google what's it like for a woman to go through her menstrual cycle and read it. I can't experience it. You've never been in the military, let alone Iraq, Afghanistan. So don't try to talk to me about something you never experienced.
All I'm telling you is DEI is veterans too.
See,
that's how they lost their jobs.
You're out of pocket.
That's how they lost their jobs.
I can't tell you.
It's called policy. It's called policy.
No. I can't tell you anything about childbirth and what it feels like.
Okay. They didn't hang up, did he? No. He went dead muted. I didn't mute him. Okay. Ladies and gents. Hold it. Let's let Bill get in. We got 2 more people on. Bill and another. Bill been waiting about 30 minutes. You know he upset. He hot. Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry. I think that's Bill 4248. Go ahead. And we got another call after him. Bill, you're on live. Thank you for holding. Bill and went to sleep on me or something. Okay, I got another one behind him.
There you go. Okay.
I got another behind him.
You went out for me.
9449. Go ahead. Y'all done put Bill to sleep.
I thought.
No, go ahead, Bill. Go ahead.
I wasn't asleep. The phone went out.
Okay, go ahead, Bill. Okay, I thought you went to sleep. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. First, I want to speak on the video and something that you commented on about the black jobs. And first of all, I believe at this point, Brandon Johnson will claim black or say things black to get the black vote again. The 30% that you mentioned as far as jobs, it's a difference between 30% in contracts. Yeah, black people deserve, instead of 2%, they deserve 30% of those contracts. But when it comes to actual city jobs that they have, if we're 30%, but we got a 50% unemployment rate versus a Latino that only have a 20% unemployment rate, you would think that more jobs will go to the group of people who is more unemployed. But to the rest of the conversation, I have to disagree with you. Pardon you, my boy.
No, go ahead, no problem.
I can't go along with identity politics. This is a time I'm sitting here listening. We so divided. We were one for the Democrat Party for over 60 years. They have shown us what they think of us. It's time to make a stand as a people. Yeah, we have a right to vote for what we want or who we want. Everybody has that right. But if you want some power, you have to stick together on the same accord. Like the lady said, it hasn't really been anybody, both of you all said it, since Martin Luther King or the Black Panther Party that has verbally stood for black people and tried to get some change. That's the only party. Neither party is for us, but we have to make a stand together. Do you think the Democratic Party has spent hundreds of millions, probably billions of dollars over the last 60 years because our vote didn't mean nothing?
Well,
You think
for,
they
let,
went and hired?
let me say something. Let me just say something. I'm not voting for no white Democrat against Brandon Johnson, period. I'm rolling with Brandon Johnson. If it comes down to the vote, I'm voting for Brandon Johnson. I ain't voting for no white man run against him. If it's another black man, I'll vote for him, but I am not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. Listen, white folks been whooping up for 400 years. I don't care what none of y'all say. I'm not going. I'm not going, period. I'm sorry, people. Not with Brandon. I'm not going.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm raised first.
Whooping you for 2 years.
Yeah, that's it. I'll take that 2 years, them 400 years. Go ahead, y'all. I'm sorry, Bill. Go ahead, Bill. It's Bill's turn, y'all. Bill been waiting for half an hour. Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bill. 45 minutes. Yeah, go ahead, Bill. We got to give Bill more time, y'all, because he's been waiting. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a different time. A lot has been revealed to us in the last few years as a people. It's time to act on it. We know that the Democratic Party has betrayed us when we were dedicated to them. We're not saying that they're better than the Republicans. I don't care what Trump's doing now. I'm talking about what we need to do for our people, and that's to take a stand. If we divided, we at the point that they want us to be. White people can afford to be divided. We can't. We cannot afford to be divided. We have to be on the same page, and we have to make a statement to these people. We're calling it the lesser of two evils. We see the most evil that was done because we dedicated ourselves to these people. So we have to take a stand against these people that have oppressed us. All these black politicians, these churches, they have sold us out. And I heard somebody, I think it might have been you, was comparing Donald Trump, and I don't think he's no savior, but I thought he would be better than Kamala. But his administration is his cabinet. But guess what? I wouldn't trust. I'm a black man, and I would be skeptical to put in one of those congressmen, senators that's black on my cabinet in my administration when I've seen you do your own people dirty to the fullest. Why would I trust you? I can't trust you far as I can see you if you can't do what's right for your people, and I know you can. I know you can try at least. But black people got to stand together. We this divide and conquer, we ain't going nowhere. The power that we seek, we'll never have it if we don't stand together right now and pray to God that we got his favor. Because after this, it's over with. It's over with. You can split the vote, and I'm not just talking about on a national level. I'm talking about here in Chicago. Speaking of the people with the DEI and boycotting Target, I'm a truck driver, and I travel across America. I have to disagree with Sarge. It's a lot of jobs, and it's Spanish people and white people working in these warehouses and manufacturing jobs in the rural area. Going back to Target, Chicago is the one of the biggest cities in America. Target is the only distribution center that's in Chicago. Not Walmart, not Dollar General, not none of them. Only Target. And they have been for some years. The only distribution center, big box, is in Chicago. But I'm going to digress and hope that all of us see that these black people that we been holding up high, that party of the plantation have done us wrong. we can ask and expect so much out of the Republican Party when we haven't been dedicated to them.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make a stand to show that we mean business. And I digress.
Right. I want to say this real quick before the next caller come. Real quick. Now, if you listen to Brandon Johnson, when he said in his administration, he's talking about in his cabinet. Now, overall, we know that we don't even have 30% of the city jobs. We just talk about in his. My thing is, when he first said that, he only talked about a few black people, period. Now, in his administration. So it still don't make up a number for as a group of people. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because we're supposed to be, I think we somewhere maybe 30% of the population here in the city of Chicago. But we don't even have half of that numbers in employment. So, but just in his own administration, he said he hired 45%. Now, I don't know how correct that is. I did say that. But I got to give him credit. Most politicians would not say that. And we know it's the election time, so politicians tell you what you want to hear. So let me go to the next call. I think that's Marcus, somebody, 9449. Go ahead, Marcus. I think that's Marcus. Go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead.
That's me.
Go ahead.
I just want to say this. These politicians are puppets for the rich.
Period.
They work for the rich. And the black politicians, I'm not going to get on here and clown on them because, like somebody said, where was these people when Daley messed up this city? This city was messed up before Brandon Johnson ever set foot in City Hall.
Devil.
Illinois, somebody said something about Illinois and that black people messed up Illinois. Illinois was corrupt before I was born and been corrupt ever since and ran by white people. The black politicians are just puppets for those white supremacists that run this city and run this state and run this country. And it doesn't matter if you vote Democrat or Republican. Neither party gives a crap about the poor, the average poor black person that's living in the ghetto and living on hill somewhere and think they living good. Those politicians don't care about you because you ain't putting money in their pocket. You're not rich enough to put money in their pocket. And maybe some of you all are on here rich enough to put money and you're happy. And hey, I am worried about what's going on in the Trump administration because it's going to affect black people in the ghettos. You got these kids running around here calling themselves YNs and they proudly calling themselves YNs. And it's going to be more of them running around here robbing and killing when Trump sit up there and cut them off of welfare. It's going to and ain't got a plan to replace that, cut them off Medicaid and everything else. All he want to do is militarize the police department and come in here and do what? Attack poor people, poor black and white people. And when the poor whites wake up, they're going to regret that they voted for him. But it doesn't matter if you voted Democrat or Republican. Again, these politicians are for the rich, and the black ones don't see color. They see green, just like the white politicians see green. It's all about the money. America was built on capitalism, and it was also built on racism. Look at where we at right now. We fighting each other on here. But neither party cares about us or even care about what we say. All they care about is the dollar. Politicians are salesmen. They are great salesmen. And Brandon Johnson, I will say this. Martin, I agree with you. Not because I'm your friend, but I agree with you. Paul Vallis wouldn't have been no better. Paul Vallis would have been Mayor Daley all over again. Worse. Because he was a part of that administration. We're suffering in this city right now because of what Daley did. Because black people voted for him and the other blacks just gave up voting and let him in office forever. I would rather see a black man in City Hall or a black woman in City Hall than to see somebody white who don't care nothing about us, who all they want to do is lock us up, put us out of our homes, drive us out of our homes, and write tickets on our cars, take our cars, overtax us, lock up our kids. We need a mayor in there that's going to try to be fair. Brandon Johnson ain't been in there long enough to do anything. Just like some people will say, Harold Washington wasn't in there long enough to do anything. Well, he tried. That ain't an easy job for anybody to get their feet. We're going to be having this conversation.
Okay. We got next caller. Next caller, 6843. Caller, go ahead. 6843.
Hi. Okay, Martin, that's me again.
Okay.
What I'm seeing is I'm getting an echo from your phone.
Okay.
From your phone online.
Okay.
My thing about it
is that better?
The people talking about. Yeah, that's much better.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
Okay. All right. What I wanted to say is, I find it ironic that they're sitting on the phone talking about Martin Luther King, all his attributes and what he has made, when the same person they're saying Trump is so good, he's taking it all away from them. So I don't understand the double talk that they're doing. They're saying Trump did this and Trump did this. I'm with Marcus. They're not looking at policies. I think they're doing like white saviors complex to me. That's just my opinion. I don't know. They really sitting on the phone saying that veterans aren't a part of the DEI, and they really are witness to it. It just makes no sense to me. Because I'm not talking against black men or black politicians doesn't mean I'm a sellout. It just means I'm looking at policies. And I would rather see a black man over me than a white man, because a white man don't care about you. Someone actually said, what have the Republicans did for black people because we haven't showed them our loyalty? You don't give nobody no loyalty that hasn't shown anything to you. Every time they get into the office, they want to take your Medicaid, they want to take your Medicare, they want to take your education, they want to take everything away from you and then fill it with corporations. As Marcus said, it's not really about black or white, it's about classism. And I just don't see how you guys don't understand it. I understand black power and all this, but you're giving your black power to that white man who ain't giving you nothing. That's just my opinion.
Anybody want to respond?
You keep talking about policy. We talking about experience. We ain't talking about what we read in the book. We talking about we've been homeless. We've been a veteran. We've been out there. We ain't talking about what the white man wrote down for you to read, the Democrat, who is actually keeping the black people divided. Black people is only divided when it comes to political parties. We ain't talking about something that we read. We're talking about something we experienced because of being taxed out of our homes. How I see seniors that been put out because the rent's so high because they lost their house up under being taxed out of their homes. We ain't talking about what's written down on paper. We're talking about reality and what we see. It ain't about.
Okay, since I understand, it's not about reading, but you know, policies are laws. So you talking about you're not reading, but those are that is what's going to form, not your feelings, not what your experience. The policies are what's written into law that's going to affect our people. So that's why you need to read and look at the policies, not just what your experiences or your feelings. It's the policy.
It's no policy set up for the black man, including the Constitution of the United States, where you stand up with your hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. It's a lie. Written by the white man.
Martin, I agree with.
Never had justice for all. Indivisible.
Martin, I can agree with the lady on the policy thing. I can agree, but let me ask her this then. Let's say I agree with you on the policy thing, because I'm also speaking from experience and what I done say down there. Okay? Far as with the policy thing, we have Brandon Johnson in there. You have 20 aldermen. All you need, I think, is 24, 26 to pass the vote. Why not one of them aldermen came up with reparations or certain contracts for our people, etc.? They ain't came up with none. They ain't put forth no ordinance or nothing. They the legislation body that can make the law.
It's like I'm hearing it over and over. I might have to hang up and call back in.
Okay. Okay.
Here's my question, because I'm not yelling this time. You know what I'm saying? But why haven't they pushed forth any policy for their own people, but yet they pushing policies for all these other race, ethnic, and gender qualifications and policies and rules and regulations, etc. And our people get nothing. Why is it a great number of children Get on the train in the morning. You get on the red, blue, green, orange, yellow, pink line, whatever, and look at the number of homeless children that's sleeping on the train.
Mark,
You know
can
what
I
I'm saying? Make it
respond
make
to
sense.
that one?
Make it make sense. Go
Yeah,
for
Rockets, you
Real
next.
News. I have where young girls speaking down at City Hall about a work program for the teens this summer. Why haven't Mayor Johnson or one of them aldermen put that in forth? You got Alderman Clay, and you got that's a sister. You got Alderman what's her name? Jeanette Taylor. They in charge of education. Why haven't they put none forward? Why is they canceling all these meetings for the children education and only had one meeting within a year time, and they still not pushing nothing, no form of policy, no ordinance, no nothing for our communities. Why wasn't they down there standing up saying, no, we need this TIF money in Roseland. We need this TIF money in Inglewood. But yet, Stephanie Coleman is the head of the Black Caucus. Why they're not pushing these policies and things like that for our people there? Well, because I'm talking facts.
Go ahead, Marcus. Then I got Reb the Barber. Go ahead, Marcus.
Can I answer your question? I think you know the answer to your own question. It's all about money. Those aldermen ain't no better than our mayor. It's all about money. They're not black. They see green, brother. It's all about money. Some of them other people who they pushing agendas for, they have been paid them off behind closed doors. And that's just the way Chicago is.
Okay, Reb the Barber.
Yeah, what's going on, Martin?
What's going on,
man?
Ben?
I'm just sitting up here listening, man, and I'm gonna let you know the first thing I want to say. It's a shame. It's a shame we can't think together. I'm so tired of hearing this word come together. That's so cliche now. It's so watered down. We can't even think the same. You understand what I'm saying? We weak. We punk. The same stuff I hear us slapping in the air, in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying this because I come from a generation where we got, at least for me, if by the grace of God, I could see another 4 decades. You know what I'm saying? Where because of what I see right now, I'm gonna see that there ain't gonna be no hope for my son and stuff. We said I'm not gonna continue to blame like I used to always hear my daddy say. Oh, I don't do no business because the white man got all the business. When it's a lie. We don't know how to think our way through the business world and take what's rightfully ours. We always asking. You know how many people ran down there to Springfield? And you know who all ran down to Springfield this past week? All these niggas. And I'm gonna say niggas because they ignorant, riding down to Springfield, steady asking these people for money. State reps. You know what I'm saying? Following behind Brandon Johnson going down big, and when we can sit up there and economically think, I'm not gonna use that word come together. I don't want to come together with a whole bunch of stupid people who go in the same room and fight each other because somebody got a voice to get at the table and get to the bag, and then they think just because they got the voice and the mindset to get to the table, instead of them showing their smart to get to the table and talk about the bag too, they are pulled and kill the man who at the table. And the man that's at the table could be righteous enough to make sure that we all eat. But we fight. All I've been hearing, Republican, Democrat, why I'm not voting for Democrat, why I'm not voting for Republican. I'm tired of hearing that. Because the more that we focus on that, we don't never set no standards of our own, man. We so weak. You know what you see when you walk through our community? You know what I'm saying? You see a whole bunch of strung out. Just go down Halsted. You see a whole bunch of strung out, dope head people with dope clinics. You know what I'm saying? They out there early in the morning, either looking for the dope or looking for the clinic to open up their doors. You see when you see our young folks. Let me finish. You see when we see our young folks, we see a whole bunch of it seems as wild animals untrained, because that's what we really we so when we go in and we fighting and we sitting up there, we don't go to city hall and talk about things that's really best for our community. Everybody just want to be heard. And I'm telling you, this is a generation out here, a young folks, that if we were smart enough, we'll instill in them. We'll teach them civics. You know what I'm saying? We'll hold their hand, teach them the game for the next 10 years, that they may stand up and have a day, because they already got different hunger. They already got a stick together type of mode, but at the same time, the way they see us doing it, they ain't gonna never stick together. I'm so sick and tired of hearing this, and then everybody gonna go right to the ballot box or whatever and vote to the point where nothing's still gonna change. I'm tired of hearing let's come together. We don't even know how to think individually. We don't know how to think. So us coming together, they laughing at us, man. If it was the whole Chicago white people listening in on this line, only thing they got is to laugh at us and say these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Just scattering abroad, don't know how to think together. So who are our leaders? And the thing about it, we let people get in office who weak themselves. They don't represent, man, don't know all of them really represent these wards. You understand what I'm saying? If they did, you will see the investment inside these wards. But at the same time, the investment that you see all the Arabs, these market stores, you see all these people with the gas stations. This is the type of stuff that is growing inside our communities. Ain't nothing that we say we own, we say we benefit. If you got a small business, that's all you're gonna be is a small business as a black person, because we ain't got nobody to sit up there and take that charge and stand in the gap for us. And it's not about one man. It's about us all coming together and thinking, coming to the table and strategizing. If it takes the first 5, if it takes the first 10, you know what I'm saying, real business owners, leaders, religious leaders, whatever, they got the righteousness about themselves to say, how do we think together? Stop saying come together. Ain't nobody coming together for nothing, man. It ain't gonna happen like that. You got to get thinkers in this society. You got to find the thinkers. The thinkers with not only heart, but they got a little bit of gangster about them, because they know how to stand up and not be afraid of what's in front of them for the benefit of the people. So I'm tired of listening to us just argue up here fighting over people, like Marcus said, that don't even care about it. Even your own black folks. You think Brandon John, you know that stuff was just talking game when he was saying today. Since when you heard Brandon? I mean, compared to his actions from his campaign, compared to his actions now from his campaign when he was running, he's talking the same game that he was talking when he was running. But his actions speak louder than his words. Talk about diversified. If I was the mayor, I got all black people on my cabinet. I don't care what nobody thinks. All black. Now, one thing he did say that was right. When black people eat, they take care of everybody else. But you ain't got the right black people in there to take care. You know what I'm saying? It's just all a game, man. We tired of hearing it. And that's all I gotta say.
All right, let me go to the next caller. Hold on,
That was really eloquent.
I got the next caller. Go ahead, Big Red. 214. Go ahead, Big Red. 214. What's going on? Thanks for the text, man. Thanks for the text, man. I've been working hard. I appreciate you. Thanks for the text. Hey, I've been making money, y'all. That's why I've been missing y'all. I've been missing y'all.
I had this feeling. I had this feeling. I said my man got his nose to the grindstone.
Yeah, got to. Hey, by the way, this don't pay my bills, y'all. I'm not trying to live off y'all. Don't pay my bills. So I had to get out there and hustle. Okay, I started a new job on the 1st, so I'm probably gonna be going 3 days a week. This depends on how I feel. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Man, I don't even know where to begin to start. I'll just start from what I remember. As long as I've been alive, the urban neighborhood that I grew up in my town, still looks like it did when I was a kid. and in some places worse, and that's under Democratic mayors, Democrats on the county commissioner's office, where a lot of decisions get made, and we focus a lot of our attention downtown at the mayor's office, where really most of the mayors in most of the cities ain't where the power is. It's usually with the city manager. So the city managers are usually the ones that run out of departments, and they the one that approves our most of the contracts. The mayor puts his signature on it in your situation where you live with the alderman, and in my situation with the city councilman. These people really don't have the power that you think they do. But the city manager, this is the person that makes it work. He's over sanitation. He's the boss of the police chief, the fire chief, the emergency management office. He's the boss. Now, I don't know how it works in your town, but more than likely the city manager is the most powerful person in downtown. And he gets no attention and no love from really the community. If I'm going to try to get something done in the community, I'm going to talk to the city manager. Because if I got too much trash in my neighborhood, he's the boss over sanitation. You want to talk to him. You want to got a problem with the police department, the police chief, talk to the city manager. Quit running to the mayor. Quit running to your council. Because when it comes down to the nuts and bolts of the person who actually turns the screws, it's more likely going to be a city manager. And you can look at, let's just take, like I just said about my little part of town that I grew up in. Ain't nothing changed over there. Now we're getting some gentrification because of the location. Remember, real estate's always about location. So anywhere in and around downtown, that property that got expensive, and they walking their dogs and jogging through the neighborhoods. And I know you used to run the streets through it, but that's to let you know it's already gone. When you see them little white girls jogging, see them men out there with their dogs and riding bicycles, it's already gone. It's done and over with. I don't care who's been the president. Has things gotten better in Chicago because Reagan was president? Got worse. Did anything get better under the Bush? No, it got worse. Anything under Clinton? Got worse. Barack Obama? Got even worse. Let's take you to mayors. You got this Mr. Johnson who just got there over Mayor Lightfoot. Has anything gotten better from David to these two people? No. Nothing has really changed in our core neighborhood, no matter who was in office, the governor's mansion, the congressional offices, the senator offices. There's nothing really changed in our neighborhood. They don't get better. They not finna build nothing in our neighborhood. Number one, our people don't have skills. Our people don't have the mannerism that a lot of them need. And they'll tell you that. Oh, we love to build a chip plant over here. We can get the land for $2 an acre. Oh, we love to do that. But who's going to work there? Nobody's got the skill set these folks are looking for, so they don't build in our neighborhood. They're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. And they proved that over my 57 years of living. They ain't things that are closed in our neighborhood. They ain't putting nothing back in there. Hell, they didn't even have the decency to tear the shit down and drag all in this out of there. They just put a fence around and put up no trespassing, and they all gone. Weeds 9 feet tall. I don't know, and me and Mark, we've talked about this, but I don't know what we can do as community activists, as community leaders, on the business side. I just can't see where we could get a foothold in anything. Just something basic. It don't have to be major. Just, hey, black folks run that. We don't run the music industry. We don't run the NBA, the NFL, the MLB. We got no team. I mean, we got nothing. We absolutely got nothing but a voice. And the stuff that we good at, we don't own it or control it. They still control us in that. Same thing with politics. You bring up a guy like Brandon Johnson. He's probably been dealing with the city down there for, let's say, he looks like he in the city. He probably been working down there at the city, working around the city for 20, 30 years. He probably got his shot, just like Mayor Lightfoot. She probably got a shot. I mean, these people, but they're limited on what they can do. We don't even know what a power is, right? And that's the sad part. We all around here looking for the people who can turn the screws and make them and manipulate the system in our favor, but we don't even know who that person is. And that's just fact. You will probably know this. Can you name 3 people on the independent school district of Cook County? And especially that represent Inglewood, Maywood, and some of the cities that y'all run around in. Even that city is harsh. Do y'all know who the people who run the school district are? Do you know who the people that run the county offices down there? If you don't know the people who turn the screws, then you'll never be successful in city government. You can go down there and hooray all you want to. Crime rate steady going up in your town and mine. These things are not getting better. They either stay the same or they get worse. And they ain't nothing but fact. They either stay the same or they get worse.
Let me
So
ask
what do we do about that?
Yeah. You know what?
Barnes, what do we do?
Well, I'm just saying, brother, something has to be done. This Democrat and Republican game has got to go out the window, man. It's something has to be done. All it's doing is separated because that's, again, no party is going to save us, you know. And I'm quite sure that we can find some bad and good in both. I can, most definitely I can, you know. And I know but one thing I will say, now Republicans don't run the city of Chicago. They don't run the city of Chicago. Now, whatever's going on in the city of Chicago, I blame it on the Democrats. I give them that. I give us that. We can't say Donald Trump because Donald Trump ain't in the city of Chicago. It's the Democrats that's running the city of Chicago, making decisions and all that. And we know Chicago is one of the most segregated cities in the United States. We know that. Everybody had their own side of the town or they little community, they little clique. So our people are left behind. The people that look like me are left behind. Trust me. It's all about money. Marcus said it. The love of money. Other brothers said it. They not black. They sticking up for the party instead of black people. You know, and they're going to make a public example. The next a black person come out and say he doing this for black people, like they're going to finna whip on Brandon Johnson, DOJ. They're going to show you. You really going to be afraid to say black because most politicians do not say black at all. At all. If they do, they say black and brown. It's like they so afraid of what the white people thinking. And see, white people are so clever. Yeah. Yeah, they're so clever. White people run our neighborhood and don't even live in it. They run our neighborhood and don't even live in the neighborhood.
Don't even live in it.
Don't even live in it. And listen, that's why they had the expressway to build through the black community because they don't want to stop. They just want to drive right through. Just drive right on through. So I'm just telling you, there's a lot of hate going on here, people. And black people don't have no friends. I'm sorry. We just don't have no friends. Nobody likes black people, even some black people just don't like us. I'm serious, people. Go ahead, Reb.
I got a friend of mine, right? I got a friend of mine right now, and this why I totally agree with you. Off of, I'm gonna piggyback off that. How don't nobody like black people? You know what I'm saying? But we don't even like our damn selves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I seen on 77. I got a buddy that lives in the trenches, bro. He's moving into a 1-bedroom. You know how much he paying for a 1-bedroom? And it's a black man that owns that building. $1,200 for one beat up bedroom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got landlords out here, black landlords. Our own people robbing, and they ain't even got to do it. The taxes ain't that high to the point where he got 12 to 15 units, and he charging $1,200 for a 1-bedroom. A beat, man. I mean, I say this man put paint on mildew and say he wants $1,200. We robbing our own people. We killing our own people. We backbiting our own people. You know what I'm saying? We doing so much to our people. Killing ourselves, but they just shows us the mentality that we got messed up. It's just like it ain't the people that's on drugs the only ones that got problems.
that money, yeah, that's a drug that's worse than any drug. Because you'll tear your own people down just to keep it in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I ain't leaving Chicago, but I tell you this one thing. It's almost like if you're out here for the right cause, stop being right for everybody else and be right for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, people will see you doing right for everybody, and at the same time want to knock you down because they ain't the one on the front line doing right. Because they evil. Our own people, man. It ain't the white man. We could continue to blame the white man, but if it was the white man all this time, why we ain't break away from that system yet? Why are we in the condition of where we at? The white man did this, but we done did a lot of this to ourselves.
Right.
Well, let me say that, like the sister
Mark,
said.
Can I pull your coattail on something?
Yeah, let me just say this, Mark. Sorry, I just want to say this.
Okay.
These same people on here talking, I want to see y'all go hard on these white folks too, because we love going hard on one another, but go hard on these white politicians. They ain't done nothing for you either, but cause you some hell. Trust me, they don't love you. They don't treat you. They show you they don't love you. They show you. They gun you down in the street. You ain't even got to have a weapon. I'm just telling you, they don't love you. They show you every day.
And we don't look. I mean, we can at least learn how to love ourselves and be able to go against the people like the enemy that don't love us. I mean, we ain't got no fight. If we sitting up there, okay, we know that the white man is. I mean, he's for himself, but we not even for ourselves. So who I'd rather be hurt. I'd rather be hurt in a fight against the white man. I ain't afraid. I mean, I stand up against anybody, but I'd rather be hurt by the white man in a war than to sit up there and be shooting myself in the mirror. Every time, you know what I'm saying? Man, come on, man, that's starting to be very, very messed up, man. And then, like, okay, we know the white man, or however we call it, that enemy. When we siding with the enemy, that's even worse, man. You know what they used to do to traitors? Man, I'm telling you, we need to start making examples. Some people need to start being made examples out of. Starting with the ballot. Like Malcolm said, he said the ballot ain't a bullet. You know what I'm saying? People used to die. The people died for this, for them to do it, for us to continue to be in this system like this.
Can I say this one thing, Martin?
Go ahead.
Martin, you said that it's the white man running it. If you look at, I don't live in Illinois. Everybody, y'all live there. But just looking at, you look at all that went on with Tiffany and Thornton Township and all of that. When you look at the person behind it that made more money than Tiffany and everybody else was them white attorneys.
That's true.
They would throw they rock, cause division.
That's true.
And black people never said nothing. Well, they don't like them to say black people. Nobody never came out and boycotted the attorney that lost the recall. They paid him over $500,000 to lose the recall. And nobody said nothing about it. Well, why did he already lost the recall in 2016. Why did he go back in 2022 to recall Tiffany and lost again? And we paid him $500,000 to lose the recall. Now, all of the attorneys is the one making the money off taxpayers.
Bill said that. Yeah. Bill said that.
Running the whole town.
Yeah.
They running the township and they
I
running
agree with you.
Dalton. They is the one making the money. They paying these people that don't look like them all this money, and they the one keeping everything divided.
Mm-hmm.
They the one brought out like Tiffany.
Yeah.
Know what? Tiffany, everybody's talking about what Tiffany made $357. Well, you can't get attorneys over $500 million. You know, she made $347, but you paid the attorneys over $500 million to sit there and watch them break the laws and didn't say nothing. So, and then they pay these same attorneys that don't look like us to go to court and sue people that look like us that Tiffany wrecked their life. So they'll rather pay the attorney $100,000 to keep from giving people that look like me $50,000 on a lawsuit. Now make that make sense. Now they say I ain't talking about. I was like, yeah, I do. I go hard against them attorneys, and what they do, they block me, They come out against me and say, you know, they block me. They block me because they don't want me to speak up about, you know, I'm saying, how you gonna be a total of 20,000 talking about Tiffany when y'all paying Kasperi accounting firms $60,000 a month, and these same people, y'all didn't come out and boycott them not giving those financial records over. Y'all talk about Tiffany not giving it, but y'all paid that accounting firm $60,000 a month who was in charge of the finances. Why none of us that look like me didn't come out and boycott? Why we paying $60,000 of the taxpayers' money to Kasperi accounting firm and didn't never hold them accountable for giving up the financial records? And we had to pay Lori Lightfoot $400 an hour to get the records from the accounting firm that we was paying $60,000 a month. I mean, it just makes no sense. So yeah, I do go hard against injustice, period. Corruption, period.
Yeah, you're right. Bill was saying the same thing, what you saying. And they I think now I gotta give Tiffany credit on that. She did fire one of them old lawyers, attorneys. I don't know the reason why. And he really came, I think the one that represented Nate Poland, the one that won the election. But yeah, they was milking us though. They was getting us. We got some more calls. They call back. People, some more calls to call back. 6650. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller.
Yo.
Go ahead.
I'm here. Yeah, well, I was saying, like, Brandon Johnson's been a puppet from day one. He was a CT, the teacher union puppet. They put him in there to run their agenda, and that's what they were doing. All that good speech and all the numbers he's giving out is all script, because when you out there like a police, they say if you got 5 less people killed, your numbers are better for murder. So it's all game. So when they tell you all that stuff, and basically back to the politicians, the Black Panther Party was the ones that started the WIC program and also lunches and breakfast for children. And the politicians, the Democrats adopted that policy. They would never, with Fred Hampton, was such a genius brother, the Rainbow, he called his coalition before he got killed, a Rainbow, was trying to get black people and poor whites together. Then he died. He got killed by the police. Jesse Jackson took it over, called his group the Rainbow Coalition. Now the LGBT, their alphabet group, they didn't took it and became the Rainbow situation. So that came from Fred Hampton. And back to one more thing I want to always get y'all, back to some information. In the United States until 1865, we didn't have no prison system built until slavery was, abolished. Therefore, they had to do something with us. So he never had a plan for us. Our communities, the person they put in there, even when Dr. King was alive, he never was political. He was about black people. The difference about blacks then and today, they was black people first. Then they started talking about church and Democrat, all that stuff. A black church used to help black people. A black church now is about money. A black preacher shouldn't be involved in no kind of politics today.
Right.
The other problem was when Dr. King came to Chicago, not a black minister could let him go in his church on the south side because all of it was run by Daley's father. And then he had to go to the west side. The Reverend Al Sampson was a young preacher on the west side. It was the only person to open his doors to him in the 60s when he came to Chicago.
Not true. No. Hold it, brother. Clay Evans let him in. Clay Evans let him in. Clay Evans let him in. Okay.
On the west side.
I know. But Clay Evans let him in.
Clay Evans let him in. Clay Evans accepted Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
So I gotta.
Yeah, that was the only one besides Sampson. The rest of them could not. The rest of the people on Dorchester and the rest of them didn't do nothing. They were daily puppets. Anybody. So when you look at our politics,
that's how it is, man.
Yeah, and when even though Obama was there, Obama was put in with 2 agendas to do, was make a normalize gay life in America, and the other thing was to get the military in charge of Africa's resources, which he did when he killed Gaddafi. So all our black people never worked for us. If you work in that big house, it's gonna be what they tell you to do, and you go get your marching order. You ain't got when they want your opinion, they give it to you. So anybody that sit up there like the young lady was on there reading a script about none of that stuff, they don't want to give us no job because they don't want to give us no job. Only our communities are messed up. So before you walk out your door in a black community, because I'm from the low end of Chicago, You got a Mexican restaurant in your neighborhood. You got an Arab store in your neighborhood. You got a Chinese restaurant in your neighborhood. But if you try to go open up a black restaurant in any of those neighborhoods, guess what? You'll be picketed, burned out, or whatever, or their gangs would have pushed you out of there. We always open it so economically, we're giving away our fortune. Well, we don't keep our money in our community and spend with black people, support black people, try to build young people, and try to build the future for black people. We already done. The politicians don't give a damn. That's the game. That's all the game. When we in America, it's like one of my last thing. We've been so bamboozled in America. When Abraham Lincoln did the Emancipation Proclamation, it's not a legal paperwork. It's just a proclamation that he wanted slavery to stop. It didn't mean nothing, but we thought he was free. There's nothing that has no legs. It's like me tomorrow going out there and say we all going to the moon together, and that's my.
Ooh. My phone hung up. I'm sorry, people. He's still talking. My phone hung up. I didn't do it. 872-299-0808. My phone hung up. I'm sorry.
Hey, caller. This is Martin G, a.k.a.
You going to be next. Hold on, 6843. Don't talk yet. Hold on. Let me get in the live. Hold on 1 second.
Please turn them off or down, and do not have us on speakerphone so we
Hold on, 6843. I'm going to call on you.
Shortly. Thank you.
I need to get in here.
At the tone, please record your name for announcement.
Live, uncut, unedited. Okay. All right, I should be in now. Okay. Go ahead, 6843. Go ahead. Go ahead.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, he missed it. I'm not going to talk over the person he said talk.
Yeah, you go next, Sarge. Let me get this person real quick. You go next.
Yeah. I follow the rules.
I'll let you call it. Hey, Sarge, I'll let you close this out. 6843. Go ahead, caller. 6843.
Okay, Mike, I'm back. Now, what I mentioned about the people is what I was saying about the people on here were so pro-Trump. I understand people voted for him, but I was just saying they will keep talking about Martin Luther King and what he's done. DEI, civil rights, and all that is because of him. But you talking about the same white man that's sitting there today trying to take it away from us. So I'm just saying it just didn't make no sense for them to me to be pro-Trump. So that's all I was just saying about that. So
what did DEI do for us? Why it was active in policy? What did it do for us?
You know, a lot of people a lot of women business owner, black women business owner in Chicago, we got grants for that. We used it for grants.
So listen, you know why I hate about that? You know why I hate about that? This is how they keep the black man down. This is how they keep the black man down. They'll give something to the women and the gays and tell the black man you not qualified still. Do y'all not like how do that help us? I thought the black man was taught that he go out and he bring in the bread, he bring in the money. But at the same time, these people sit up there and put DEI and say it's for women and gays, and then now we think that did something for our community. That didn't do nothing for our community. And now we got the nerve. Now we got the nerve because we ain't got the DEI that we complain. Talking about is being taken away. What did DEI? It didn't come and do 100% of that. It separated us more. It put the women ahead of the men. It put the black women. Let me finish this off real quick. Let me finish this off. I would not let you respond to that because I have to let this be known. He did nothing but put the black woman, like it always had, ahead of that black man. Making that black man feel like he was worth nothing. 3/5 of a man. Why DEI couldn't fit for black men too? Why this gotta be for a whole bunch of black women grants and stuff like that? That put them in front of us and sit there to make us look like they ain't need us no more. So you see, what do all these policies that they do for us?
I will respond to you. Black man was a part of that. However, let me ask you this. So if my husband or if my kid's father went to jail or was killed and I still got to support my kids, why wouldn't it help me and help our community? Because if he don't give it to you, just like he did way back then, black women has always been, we sit in the gap for black men. That doesn't mean that we emasculate you because we can get it. We have to get it, right? So if you and I can't get it, then what's the problem? Excuse me, let me finish. if nobody in the community can get it, how can it help us? I just want to know. I want to know.
It didn't help us. Period. Whether they got it or not, it didn't help us.
How
That's why I'm
it
letting you
helped
know.
me feed my kids?
It helped you.
Get one.
Right. It didn't help us. I don't care how many black women went up there, brown, black, I don't care what it is. It didn't help us. That money, it didn't circulate back into the black community. Man, it didn't help us. I'm letting you know.
So what could you do? So if black women go out and get it, that's damn. If we can't do it, so what is the solution? What's the solution?
Come up with your own policies, come up with your own.
And so when the black woman go out and get her own, what she can, then she's messing with the black man.
But you ain't go out and get your own. You got it from the system that keeping us down as black men. You ain't never got nothing on your own. When did black women ever get out there and get on their own?
Well, what could you do for us, brother? What are you doing?
What you mean what I'm doing? I'm a businessman.
You said
everything. No, I'm not speaking first of all, I'm not speaking individually. I'm speaking in general. And you speaking in general too. Don't try to individualize this.
So what are the black men doing then? I want to ask you, what are the black men doing?
Listen. Now you down black men.
What
you
are the black men doing?
That I'm generally speaking about. Generally speaking,
what are black men doing? What is the solution? If you saying black, they're dividing our community, right? They're giving it to the black.
Ain't nobody doing nothing. I don't agree with nobody doing nothing.
What I'm asking you, brother, so what is the solution? You saying if they're going to give it to the black women, we shouldn't get it because then that makes us separate.
Start thinking alike. Start thinking alike. That's what the solution is. Start thinking alike.
So what is the solution?
Start thinking alike. Start thinking alike. Start thinking under one mind. That's what you do.
So we need to come. So you're saying black men and black women need to come together. So can I
don't want to use that word. I don't want to use that word. Come together. No, ain't no come together. I said start thinking.
Okay, but get on one accord.
You can't come together until you learn how to think.
Exactly. But you gotta read. You gotta know. You gotta read. You gotta know what's going on. You just can't go off feelings and emotions and experiences. You really have to really know what's going on. All I'm trying to
with each other. They're gonna keep us arguing with each other, and until people like her die off, and these young people like this man talking, start saying. It ain't about no political party. I don't know nothing about no political party because I wasn't here.
Tiffany,
my grandmama didn't tell me. When they start thinking like this guy, when all of us come on one accord, and right now we got 5 of us on the phone and we can't come on one accord. But when everybody got off, that got their own talking about policies and opinions, and we start getting these young people that thought like the Black Panthers, like, hey, we got to do for ourselves, like Muslims. They don't go to nobody for nothing. They're going to get out there and sell their bean pies, newspapers. We ain't got
their own economic plan. You're right. Thank you, sister.
And when all these people die off like her, that think these white people policies working for her.
Baby, you the one who is a Trump supporter. Don't please. No, ma'am. You ain't gonna do that. That's you. Trump has everything to do with everything that's going on. Everything that you was on here saying that was so good, he's really getting rid of it. So I was trying to have a conversation with the young man that was on here that's talking about getting on one accord.
He getting rid of it.
You know what? I'm glad that Trump put fire in the game like he is. Maybe it'll teach us how to stand up.
Exactly.
Learn how to.
I agree with that, but you got some people that's agreeing with him.
Maybe
singularly. One single thing. Young lady.
Hold
on, brother. Hold on. I got
Sarge, you got the last word. Go ahead, Sarge. You got the last word. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead with you.
From her though.
Go ahead. Okay. I'm gonna give you the last word. Y'all got 10 minutes to work this out because I'm out of here. It's gonna be 3 hours. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, Martin, let me pull your coattail first. Now, for the 60 Africans that are white that was brought over here under their status that are allowed to stay here, right?
Right.
Now, you know, when them start making babies or they start getting married, you know, they could legally classify themselves as African Americans because they're from Africa and now they've immigrated to America. A lot of people aren't looking at that. I think it's hilarious myself. But anyway, now, as of the DEI thing, okay, all DEI did to the military was corrupted because that's what allowed all of those people to join up, that they was a boy and they wanted to be a girl. They couldn't afford the surgery, so they joined the military because they had their gender dysphoria, and the government and the American taxpayer was paying for their doggone foolishness with the surgeries. So all of that is gone now. Now, the United States military is back to what it was from the get-go gate, merit-based.
So what about when you're taking away all the higher black people in power? You know they're demoting them.
Hold on, sister. Now, could you be a little bit more exact on what you're talking about? Black people in power in the military?
Oh, yes, in the military, he's removed a lot of people from their positions. If you look at
okay, hold on.
He's removing those people.
I can answer that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Answer that for me. Sure.
I am. Those 4-star generals and such that he put in place were doggone those on the Obama page that were yes boss for Obama, which was destroying the fabric of our military. Okay? If it wasn't for Obama,
the white yes bosses will be better.
I didn't say anything about white or black. See, that's the thing you don't understand because hold on. Let me finish. That's the thing that you don't understand because the military is merit-based. Now, say if you've been in for 5 years, if you've been in for 5 years, hold on.
Crap.
You can say what you want. You never went in. If you were in for 5 years, can I finish? If you were in for 5 years, young lady, I was in for 5 years. And we were both up for the same promotion. If you scored higher on your physical fitness test or your basic rifle marksmanship than I did, you get the promotion. If it's the opposite, then I get the promotion. It has nothing to do with, it's all merit based, okay?
That's bullshit.
Watch that language. That language.
That's not bullshit.
That language, y'all. That language.
Excuse me, whoever's talking.
So y'all want to get a job?
Hold on.
That's what it sounds like.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
That's 317.
Yeah.
Whoever is talking is talking about is BS.
It is.
First and foremost. Okay, first and foremost, did you ever serve in the armed forces of the United States?
8 years in the Navy. Now, he got the right one. Go ahead, keep talking. The right person is the job. DEI should be wiped off the map.
Hold on, 317. Hold on.
Good. Breathe. Now, you were in the Navy for 8 years. Beautiful. Okay. Was there DEI when you were in the Navy?
Oh, hell no. But it also wasn't merit.
Okay.
But hold on, bro. It also was not merit-based, or I would have been kissing the ass of all the fucking Filipinos. Or kissing the ass of, I'm sorry, bro. I can say ass. I'm kissing the ass of all those crackers. You hear me?
Well,
if you was in the service, you would know that most of the people were in. If you say you was in,
I don't.
You know most of
it's all over my face,
brother. Get off of that.
Everything.
I wouldn't give a damn. I'm gonna tell you exactly what. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is.
Military, first and foremost, brother. You went to
the
branch.
No, I did.
The most racist military branch in existence.
No, that's not true. No, wait a minute, brother. You said it was merit-based. Don't have it both ways. You can't put your foot on the racism side. Or how is it? Yeah,
on the racism side.
If you white, you get some merit.
The Navy is the most racist military establishment ever made to man.
But it's merit, based, right?
We used to call aren't the letters
Yeah.
USN? Aren't the letters USN?
But it's supposed to be merit, but it's supposed to be merit based. But all the white folks got all the strength. White folks got all the positions. I'm not gonna hold on shit. You hold on. They got all the positions.
Okay, well, you gonna do what you do.
You can't, because you can't tell me what I know about the military.
And you can't tell me what I know about the Army. I didn't go into a race.
Why can't we just talk about it without fighting?
Okay, anyway, we're not, because he's lying. He's straight up lying. I'm not. But you straight up lying. He's straight up lying.
I'm not lying. So what is the argument? Is the argument that
the argument is this?
Bad? What's the argument?
He said it was merit based, and that's a lie.
When I explain what I said, I know what I said.
You know, I heard exactly what you said, brother. You said it was merit based, and I'm telling you that is a lie. Because most of the white folks are in charge. They the admirals, they the captains, they the commanders. Yeah, you got a brother that might be over you, but if you screw up, you're going into the man's office, and that's going to be a white boy. You got this.
Well, let me explain to you about my.
It's nothing to explain.
Bruh. See, you don't.
White folks have all the power in the military. I don't have to learn it. I was there. All the white folks got all the power in the military.
That's why
you don't listen.
You're in.
You don't listen. And you lying. And you lying.
No, you don't.
You straight up lying. All the white folks got the power. Bro, you don't know shit about me. You talking out your head right now. And you do not know me. So don't disrespect me. And you know for a fact. You know for a fact. You know for a fact. I know for a fact that the white folks run the military. Now quit lying about that merit-based shit.
Vietnam vet, and you
are
out of Iraq, Desert Storm, or Afghanistan war veteran. I know that.
I got in before that. See, I joined in 85.
Hey, sorry.
I joined in 85.
Let me ask you something. So, people get mad at me when I say that I actually agree with DEI being thrown out. We didn't benefit from it really no way. You know?
Exactly.
But people get upset with me when I say that. And I just want to say to the brother who got upset, which he has every right to be, it's okay for somebody to feel different. We don't all have to feel the same. And we shouldn't be getting mad at each other and fight each other because we have different opinions. We should listen to each other and come to a common ground. This is what I feel like wrong with our community.
Right.
How are we on a black powering show? No, wait a second. How are we on a black powering show, and yet we can't even respect each other? We can't even agree to disagree.
Tell
it's
the truth
okay
and
to disagree,
shame the devil.
So what I feel like is the best person should get the job, whether they're black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, blue, green, purple. If I'm about to get on an airplane, if I'm riding an airplane, I want the person who got the highest score to get.
Hello.
That's not what's happening. With DEI, the most qualified person probably won't get the job because they have to meet this quota. How are we arguing about this? This is fact.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Now
that's what I was saying. Merit based.
Now we're going to even
military ain't merit based.
What I don't
That's a
know.
lie.
That's what you're saying, brother. That's not what he said.
That's your opinion. First of all, the brother was in the most known historically to be racist branch of the military, the United States Navy. It says USN, and to us we say, "You sorry nigga, you in the wrong branch." That's what we in the Army say. Besides calling them anchor crankers. But the black people don't have no place in the Navy. Straight up.
Oh, okay.
We ain't got no business fighting.
I'm not gonna say racism does not exist in the Navy because it does. Strong.
Hey, I'm gonna say racism exists.
Sorry, does it exist in the Army too?
We talk about racism. Racism's not stopping nobody from doing nothing. So why aren't we even talking about it?
Brother, you on another
There you
planet.
go. Exactly. So that didn't
That's
even
not
come
true.
from me. I was talking about what DEI.
That's not true.
I said what DEI did do.
1945 Reddit, man. We don't live in them days no more, man. This is 2025.
Exactly.
I will
Exactly.
slap the fuck out of white
can I
person
just
for
correct-
calling me a nigga.
So
I will slap the fuck out of
when
you for calling me a nigga. We in 2025.
well, please the language. Respect the whole show, the language. Now,
Sorry. My bad.
yeah, I'm not trying to
I ask
throw
a question
jabs.
for a
I'm
minute,
just
Sarge?
saying.
Can I just say for one thing for you guys, and I'll get out your man's business.
I'm sorry.
Sarge, let the nurse go.
You know,
Sarge, let the nurse go.
I just want to ask the young man, the 317. We're talking about Martin Luther King and everybody else. They fought for it, they made for it, and they got our rights, right? We're trying to go back and make America great again, and they're taking all the things that Martin and everything they fought for. So we're sitting up here because we were feeling privileged now because we had it. It was in lock, it was in store, and that's how we got this far. So what I'm saying is, if anybody's concerned by seeing him take it away, and if he's removing all these 4-star generals from the Army, from the Navy, and thank both of you guys for serving the country because you both deserve honor for that. But we still cannot just be blindsided to what's going on with these policies. I'm just concerned about that.
We don't live in those days no more. At the time
we don't live in those days no more, but why? So let me ask you this. So why is it so important?
Why do we
need it then? We don't need it now because we had it.
Black people couldn't get jobs at all with white folks. We couldn't do anything.
So if
with
he's
it.
trying to go back, if he's saying it, and with the biggest narrative is that you're saying that black people are not smart enough, and every black person that's in a high position, he's calling them DEI. I don't believe that. That's a lie. That's
I don't know what you're talking about. That ain't what I said.
And he's not doing it.
That wasn't what the brother was talking about.
Right.
That wasn't what he was talking about.
What I'm
just like. Now, do you all remember the affirmative action program?
We needed DEI back then. We don't need it now.
No. Remember the affirmative action program?
Right.
Remember that? When they eliminated affirmative action, who was the most upset?
Black people.
The Asians.
No, it was the Asians that was the. Yep, it was the Asians.
It was the Asians. It was not black people.
It ain't never been us. We ain't never been in the forefront of none of that.
And another thing about that program, check this out. If you read the affirmative action program, it doesn't say for black people. It says for marginalized people. Read the wording. Did they use the?
So what about
those little words are used?
Right. I just want her to realize that Trump, we black people been going through this way before Trump. And I just want her to realize that. They talking about Trump don't do this, Trump don't do that.
Sometimes actually put the policies in place, sweetheart. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm asking you about. The one. What governs your land?
Not the policies that they got don't govern.
What governs your land, miss?
It don't govern black people, and that's my point. See, you've been hood.
So policies don't govern the land. Policies don't govern. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and let you talk. I'm gonna be out your conversation. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Yeah, because you get on here and you fuss with us about the white man's policies that don't even apply to us. Just because you said you got a little degree in all of that, and you said I didn't have a doctorate.
So the policies don't apply to you. So the ones you just said you just sit up here and said you just said that Martin Luther King fought for. You were so happy for that, right? Those policies. But those policies, right?
Yes. See, you don't know. It wasn't policy. Martin Luther King didn't fight for policy. He fought for freedom.
So that's what the 1964 Civil Rights Act law is, lady.
See, that's
but you go ahead and talk, because the more you talk, the more I see.
You keep telling us
that's what Democrats want us to be on the call, arguing with each other about something that they ain't studying us. Republicans not studying us. Democrats not studying us, and we on the phone. I mean, we here arguing about something they have absolutely nothing to do with us. I got my job not because you say I ain't educated. I got my job.
I didn't say you weren't educated. I said about policy.
I was lying, but I was a doctor because you had to be a bachelor.
Do you know about policy?
Oh, you gonna let the woman talk? God damn, ma'am. I keep trying to tell you.
Don't make me get you.
No, I keep trying to tell you Policies never worked for me. Everything I got it for myself. I went to college. I went to Georgia Tech. I got a degree for myself. So when I was the smartest one, if they needed somebody to do their work, if they didn't go by policy, they go by who could make them some money. They're not thinking about policy like you thinking about policy. And the thing I'm trying to say is we'll never come together until everybody got off that think like me, you, or whoever, and they start thinking like that young gal here said, when we all start thinking together. And that group of people that he's in, Gen X or whoever, whatever you're part of, they're not listening to people like you talking about policy. They're not. They don't care because most of the people get their policies from the news and you get yours from Google. So
I get mine from watching the Senate. I'll get us watching them sign into laws. I literally watch them. Yes, I do. That's what I do. That's what I do. I get the laws of the land. I get the laws of the
Republican Senate? Don't the Republicans control the Senate?
And the House. So that's what I'm saying. We need to be looking at what they're all going together and
know
doing
this.
a lot of
So
things.
if you're waiting on something opposite in policy,
we can do it about
you're
in
going to be waiting
2026.
2 years.
We need to vote them out. That's what we need to do.
No, we don't need to vote them out.
Nowhere in 60 years. Voting ain't got us
No,
nowhere.
we don't need to vote them out. Hell no.
Okay,
All right, family.
He was hanging out with Oprah. When Trump was hanging out with Oprah, he was hanging out with Don King and all the influential blacks. They was kicking it. He wasn't a racist then. All of a sudden, he changed from the Democrats to the Republican Party. He ran for president.
That was in 74.
I'm so glad I'm not.
Oh,
my
my
whole life
goodness.
is not dependent on what Trump gonna do. My life
Exactly.
is dependent on where I am.
My life ain't dependent on what Trump gonna do, but
as long as I got my help, I tell everybody, and Martin know this. We over here fussing about stuff we have no control over. Period. If you got
Thank
your
you.
health and strength, and you can do something about yourself and your own situation, like get out here and work. And still be a lady at home and don't disrespect your husband like you said, what the black man doing. You'll never hear a white woman or a Latina woman get on there and disrespect a black man like that.
And when do you hear white men saying that the white woman shouldn't go out and get that money for him and bring it home and take care of their kids? When you okay, so what I'm saying to you, sister, I'm not disrespecting I'm not saying anything against my black men, but if we was all in it together, just like they used to, when men used to have to go hide when the welfare people come because he couldn't get a job, he couldn't do anything, but the woman was able to get the food stamp to take care of everybody, and they had to play the game together. That's what I'm saying. What happened to that? It's not going to lay on no man.
Young lady, when you have,
let me say this. You have disrespected us men. When you got on the first time with the young guy, you said that us men is being locked up and y'all take care and everything. Why would you put that on us? We got more men. Excuse me, we have more men. Excuse me, we have more men in college than we do in prison.
That's not what I said.
Excuse me, ma'am. That's why I got in that tone with you the first time. That's why I got in that tone with you the first time. You're not respecting no man. You looking down on our people. You study talking about welfare and this and that because that's what you is, and you probably ain't giving your welfare to the children. So be quiet. He needs to take everything away from our people in that case because of how your mentality is. How your mentality is.
I didn't say
how
that.
your
My
mentality is.
Well intact. I don't.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Right, because you'll say you got a degree, right? Because you'll say you got a degree. You know who they say the biggest food is? You know who they say the biggest food is? They say the biggest food is the educated food. Now be quiet, put your degree up your ass.
Okay. To the woman that was speaking.
Sarge.
What percentage of blacks are on welfare? What's the percentage?
No. I wanted 317 is talking. Let's hear
Let's hear what three.
No. That's
Sarge.
Sarge.
Sarge, I know.
I'm
317. 317. Give him a chance to talk. My light's going off. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just telling the brother that was, we still got. I just don't understand how we just can't stay respectful to each other, even if we don't agree.
Yeah.
But what my statement was way, it was a little far back, and then you guys start talking about something else. I just want us to just figure out, we're on a show for Black people and for the empowerment of our people, but yet we can't even have a simple discussion. Who cares if somebody's always talking about their degree, or who cares if somebody feels this way about that? Like, let's just come to a common ground and just respect each other. It's extremely simple. But I wanted to say something to Nurse Lanier about the Democrats. We were talking about what the Republicans are doing for their people. If I'm now, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really big into the politics, but from my understanding, the House was completely blue in 2021. Can somebody correct me if I'm wrong?
Yeah, they were blue.
It was blue. So why are we mad? Oh, wait, please, God, wait. Just let me get a little bit of it out, and then you can go ham on me. I really want to know this. Why is it that we are so mad at the Republicans or at President Trump for implying his laws and his rules for his people when we have had the whole house to ourselves and we did nothing? We didn't do nothing. See? Now this man gets up here and he's signing all these executive orders on national TV, changing the golf for this, changing the borders to this, moving generals to this. I don't care what race they are. We had the opportunity to do the same thing. Now, without fighting,
here it is.
Without fighting, I just want to know, why are we upset with them? Shouldn't we be upset with our own?
I am upset with the Democrats for not just forging like Trump is. I think that's what they do is try to do it the diplomatic way. Trump doesn't do it that way. Like you said, he does it autocratically. And he do have the support of the House and the Senate. So they pushing all their agendas through. They're doing their Project 2025. It's coming to
Okay, but that doesn't answer what I'm saying.
Isn't that showing you if he has the power to do it? When Obama was in and had the House and the Senate, he had the same authority also. But the thing of it is, we still arguing, bickering, and going on policies which was mentioned. These policies and all these laws are not designed for us. Neither one of these parties are not going to save us. So if they're not going to save us, it's not for us. That means we have to look out for each other and hold our lower level politicians, aldermen, congressmen, senators, and these judges play a very big part in what happens with us. Martin said several times over, we have to beg our people, and we got to get some money together. That's what the when the Italians and the Irish were minorities, they gang banged just like we did, but guess what they did? They were able to get their politicians and buy them and get what they needed done for them. We're not getting the power is in the politicians. Wow. The power is in the people we elect.
So
and if we don't stick together,
should we be mad at the Republicans, or should we be irate with the Democrats?
I think we should be irate with them because we dedicated ourselves.
I want y'all to listen to me on this. That same energy that we putting into being mad at Elon Musk and President Trump, why are we not putting that same anger into the people we have entrusted for 60 years?
And that's what I've been saying. That's what I said.
I agree.
Okay.
Why?
All right, people.
I can't say it because I never
what's causing the confusion? What's causing the confusion? Because they're not. They trying to defend these people. If you listen to the whole thing, it's like y'all was sticking. They was sticking up Mark Johnson himself, like you said, sticking up for Brandon Johnson and the Democrats, etc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like
know that's
y'all
right.
defending these people, and these people been doing this
I know
stuff
that's
since day
right,
one.
man.
When
Hey,
Brandon
well,
Johnson picking up executive orders, right?
yeah,
When
I'm taking up for Brandon Johnson.
and
If a white man run
signed
against
the
Brandon
executive
Johnson,
orders.
I'm voting for Brandon Johnson. I'm not voting against no white man against Brandon Johnson because I know I'm not. I let a brother. He could burn us another 4 years. I'd rather get burnt by one of mine. I'm tired of white folks being over me.
I'm
Tell
tired.
you.
There you go.
Okay,
When Brandon Johnson first got in office, when Brandon Johnson first got in office, he signed the executive order for the immigrants to get
Yes, he
all that
did.
money. Why he haven't signed the executive order for us?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? When Brandon Johnson got in office, his first city council, he signed the executive order for the migrants to get all this money. He did that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this ain't come from no Lori Lightfoot, previous administration,
No.
none of that. He did that.
Yep.
Every Democratic man in Democrat cities did the same thing.
Why is people trying to defend our people when they're doing wrong by our people?
I don't
understand that.
It happened with the mayor in New York, and he's black. It happened. The only reason it didn't happen in Atlanta is because Andre was like, I don't know, because they ain't coming down this way, so I'm good.
Well,
we ain't got that problem down here in Georgia.
Brother Mike, let me ask any one of y'all a question. What I mean, listen, what black politician do you guys like? All of them can't be riding.
We need somebody. I think Bernie Sanders was black in his past life.
No, come on now. Let's get jokes aside now. Let's get off the jokes.
I think that we need somebody in office.
No, answer the question, bro. Answer the question, Brother Bay. I'm asking. Yeah.
I don't trust none of them, Mr. Martin.
Okay, you don't trust none of them. Okay.
We need somebody in office that come from the ground floor. They're gonna have some integrity. They're gonna have some courage to stand up for the truth. Because if you're not gonna stand up for the people, especially your own people, you can't expect no other people to do right by your
brother. I need you guys to answer the question.
I did answer the question, Mr. Martin.
Yeah, you did answer 317.
None of them.
Yeah, okay. So name me a good one then. Name me a good one. Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead, 470.
Okay, let me just say this. I know some good ones here in Georgia. My best friend. No, wait a minute. My best friend actually was a politician here in Georgia, and he was for black people.
No.
He was. His name Vernon Jones. He wasn't boss to boss. And black people turned on him. Black people turned him because he wasn't boss to boss. So what they did was voted him out because he wasn't boss to boss, and he just had it. He was free thinking. So it was black people that sued him for reverse discrimination. Black people took him to court, said he hired all the black people instead of white people did in the fair team. So black people, I'm saying when they got somebody that's going to not be boss and boss, they're going to turn against them. It's just, I just see it, not by policy. I'm saying from experience. My best friend was the mayor here in Atlanta. He did everything for black people, black side of the town, put sidewalks, built up everything the black community didn't have. So the white people got mad and say, okay, our tax dollars going toward your black community. So instead of black people coming together like the young person said and sticking with this black man, they started saying, let's get this black man out because he violating policy. Like this girl, she's talking about policy. So now, because he wasn't boss and boss, he's just like a sore thumb with the black people. All the black preachers coming out. He's a sellout. Because he decided, look, the Democrats ain't doing nothing for me. They talk about me. They hate me. So I'm going to go and be a Republican. Because at least I know the white people don't like me. So if I try to please some black people, they ain't gonna like me regardless. So then what
you mean white people ain't gonna like you regardless? You just
no. Now, Andre Dickens, the mayor of Atlanta. Andre Dickens, he's black. Mayor of Atlanta, he's Democrat. Andre Dickens is the truth. Andre Dickens, he kicking butts, taking names, and bringing a whole lot of money to Atlanta. He ain't playing. That brother's gonna win the election again if he doggone runs again. He gonna win.
He don't have no opposition. He don't have any opposition.
But that's what he will. If he had opposition, he win. That's Brandon. He impressed me. I was like, well, damn, because you had Keisha Lance Bottoms. She lost me when they had that barricade, and she acted like she couldn't do nothing. And then that little 7-year-old girl ended up getting shot and killed.
That's it, y'all.
Yeah.
That's it. Listen, we've been on here 3 hours and 20 minutes. All right, now.
Oh, damn.
Hey, it's been a long time. I loved it, y'all, because I miss y'all. You know, I'd have been cut out a long time ago. I miss y'all. I really do. I appreciate you guys. I don't hate nobody at all. We disagree. Hey, we disagree. Listen, we still got love one another. We all don't see eye to eye. But
they just disrespectful as hell. That's all.
Hey, I said my Brandon Johnson voice. You don't have to be perfect for it to work. So hey, I believe that.
Well, I appreciate you, Mr. Martin.
All right, thank you guys. Hey. And,
all right, brother Mark.
All right, brother Bay. I appreciate you, Bill, Vivian. And listen, man, Violet. I'm sorry. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Thank y'all so much. It's been a long night. I got sleepy, man. My eyes. I've been this light killing my eyes. That's why I got these dark glasses on it. But I appreciate you guys, man. I guess we got to run it back, man. Y'all, man, y'all rough, boy.
Martin, I'm going to your cash app right now.
Okay. Hey, y'all make sure y'all go to my cash app now. Crime chaser, one word. All right, I appreciate it. Whatever. Listen, people, it's no pressure. There's no pressure, but I thank you guys for coming here, spending time with me, because I'm quite sure there's other platforms that you guys probably could have been watching or participating in, but you decided to stop here with the Crime Chaser, Martin G. Johnson, and I appreciate you. I let Sarge take over the last 20 minutes. He had it, because Sarge was kind of quiet. He was behaving today. Sarge was really behaving today. I got to give it to him. He was behaving today. So
that's because somebody wasn't here.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, Sarge, me and you going to host a show. Hey, Sarge, me and you going to host a show together one day, and real soon. And I'm going to see how you handle. I'm going to sit back and let you go to work. See what you do. See how you handle these folks.
Well, I look forward to that. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, but we got to have a topic. We got to have a topic though. We just can't let you want to do what your stronghold, the military. We could do that. That'll make a difference. So you.
No, I can't do the military thing because you don't have a lot of military people. That would be unfair to your listeners unless they just want to know like the ins and outs.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have the Navy man on there too, because he'll probably tell a different story.
Oh, the Navy man. Oh, yeah.
I stand on what I said. The United States Navy. The United States Navy historically has been the most racist branch of the military.
Well, let me say that I appreciate the Navy, the Marine, Army, Air Force. Thank y'all. Because without y'all, we wouldn't be enjoying these little liberties we have, Other countries coming over and invaded. But I thank all our military branches. Whether I agree with you guys or not, appreciate you.
Everybody got their thing, but you black, the Navy, that ain't where you need to be. Because with me, I did the Air Force thing too, but it was just so damn boring. I was at Mitchell Airfield in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
The 440th Airlift Wing. It was just boring. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm falling asleep on my feet.
Yeah.
So I went back Army. But but Yeah, that's it, brother. But hey, and you check out Andre Dickens, the mayor of Atlanta. Man, that brother there, he getting down.
He getting down, okay.
One more thing. What about, Martin, do you know about Ibrahim Toure over there in Africa, that young 34-year-old brother that's changing Africa, the continent?
Yeah, I heard about him.
No, I don't
Is that, hold
nothing to do
on,
with
sister, is that the one that almost been assassinated so many times? Is that the one?
Yes,
Yeah,
trying to get him. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's a very interesting thing that he's really kicking all of the colonizers out, and they're all coming together. So they're probably trying to get some solidarity over there to take over and take care of the natural resources from them instead of asking for aid. And he's actually putting everybody together to be self-sufficient. You should look into that.
Okay, I'll do
That's
that.
what they should do. I feel that Africa, South America, all them countries. When you got these doggone Americans over there, and it don't matter what they black, white, Puerto Rico, whatever they are, and they not from that country, kick their butt out. Kick them out of Africa, kick them out of doggone, because they over there Colombia, you know they ain't doing nothing but over there but tricking.
All right.
$40 hollering with them doggone women.
They got HIV over there too. Good night. Yeah. Listen, I want to give a shout out to All in Q.
Showing the passport bros.
All right, I want to give a shout out to. I want to give a shout out to one of my fellow broadcasters, All in Q. If she's still on here, I appreciate you. Thank you for the great work. I didn't know you could sing until I went to Jason thing. I was like, what? Didn't know you could sing. You sang that song. I got to give it to you. Thank y'all so much. I got to go, y'all, because my eyes burning. I got to do a podcast tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Okay. All right. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth. And what? And shame the devil. I love being black. Tell the truth.